The presentation of the colors is brought to you by the United States Coast Guard.
Chief's mess, attend, hut!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets, they've won 4 in a row after dropping their first 2 to start the season. On the road tonight, going to get their biggest test as they'll take on the Spanish Fort Toros. Spanish Fort, they've won 2 in a row. They've lost 3 this year, but those opponents, a combined record of 18-1. Big 6A Region 1 battle tonight on the hill from Spanish Fort, the Toros and Yellow Jackets. After this.
This is Dr. Pepper Friday Night Rivals, presented by Sonic.
McGill-Toolen head coach Norman Joseph here tonight on the road. They're in a familiar place for us, Spanish Fort, as we're back in Region 1 6A football here tonight. McGill-Toolen, winners of 4 in a row, taking on the Spanish Fort Toros, who come in with a record of 4-3. McGill-Toolen, as you see, 3-1 in the region. Spanish Fort 3-2, and this starts a really tough stretch for McGill. They're about to go through the real challenging part of this region play that Spanish Fort has already gone through. Yeah. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner, as always, Dan Brennan, here tonight, back on the hill. And a couple of teams, Dan, I think we're talking to both coaches. They kind of look like each other in the mirror, I think, here.
Yeah, I think they do. A lot of gritty players that love to play the game of football, well organized, well coached, and right now, both to a degree successful.
Yeah, McGill, they're going to need to run the football here tonight. I think every coach says that before the game, but where they've had really great success, scoring is putting the ball up in the air, and they like to do it to their talented wideout.
Looks like he's going to go to South Alabama, y'all. His name is Anthony Eager, really good athlete, and he's got 7 touchdowns on the year. That's what Jim was alluding to. 38 catches, great wideout for McGill-Toolen. Yes, they want to run the football, but when they play action, look for Eager.
Yeah, they've thrown it for about 1,200 yards combined. The 2 quarterbacks tonight, he's got 550 receiving yards, so about half the offense rolling through him. Now, defensively, this Spanish Fort Toro defense, we saw it a few weeks ago when we were here against Daphne in that win that they came from behind and won. The defense played great. One guy who's really been stepping up played great against St. Paul's last week, Willie Anderson.
Willie Anderson, also our guest on the pregame show, as was Eager. And Willie Anderson, actually, you could put him, he's an offensive threat, and then he's got 2 defensive touchdowns this year as well. So very productive player. Just a very good, heady outside linebacker that we're used to seeing for Spanish Fort.
Yeah, and he's really been coming on. Just a junior, as Coach Chase Smith said. He's really stepped up his play, especially in that win last week. 6A Region 1, it's a familiar spot. We're back here right after this, but first our kickoff. For kickoff, as we have our message from our friends at the City of Mobile and our Kind Discounts campaign. Back here on Toros Stadium, otherwise known as the Hill, here in Spanish Fort, as we just moments away from getting this one underway, as we'll get the coin toss here as 6A Region 1 matchup tonight. And Mobile County Sheriff's Office presents our coin toss. A little fumble on the coin toss. We're going to do that one again.
All right, do-over.
And looks like the Toros have won the toss. And they will defer, so they'll get the ball to start the second half. McGill will get it first. And before we have the kickoff, let's go down the sidelines and welcome in Heather Healy. Good evening, Heather.
Good evening, guys. It's great to be back on the hill. And for the Toros, there's a theme in practice that they focus on each week. And this week was to play fast. Make sure we get the game going as soon as we can. The last time we were here when they played against Daphne, took them about, 2.5 quarters to get something going, to get some momentum going, and finally get the victory. For McGill-Toolen, they need to run the ball, keep the game on the ground as much as they can. They're winning 4 games straight. They want to keep it at game number 5 to get the victory here on the hill tonight, guys.
Yeah, boy, we talked about it a little bit there in the open of the show, Dan, the 6A schedule that McGill about to come through the murderer's row of this portion of the schedule with Coach Norman Joseph there here in his second year. Went to the playoffs, went to the second round last year, and Spanish Fort has already gone through that tough part.
Yeah, I was talking to assistant coach Ashley Johnson, who's been a head coach in this area for a long time. He was just talking about they opened the season very young and very wide-eyed, and they're a lot more assured of what they want to do. And they've seen a lot of growth in this team from week 1 to now.
Cameron Light will kick off. Anthony Eager, Albert Schamberger, and Roscoe Haywood back deep for McGill. And we are about to get this one underway. Friday Night Rivals here tonight in Spanish Fort. Back to the 2. This will be Matt Galvin who will take it. Galvin, big hit, lost the ball, but was able to regain it as a big lick was put on right as he got to the 20 there, and nearly a turnover on the opening kickoff. Light with a good deep kick, and now we'll see this McGill team come out here on offense. As Heather said, they've won 4 in a row. Lost to Montgomery Catholic and then St. Paul's. And that St. Paul's game, that was just kind of an odd game where they had 5 turnovers, minus 63 yards, and lost snaps.
Bad snaps, yeah.
It was 9-3 until the last play of the last series of the game.
To have those circumstances and still be in the game, remarkable.
Aiden Schamberger, we'll see 2 quarterbacks tonight here for McGill, and his first give to Trey Inge, and Inge is going to have a USA Health first down out to the 32. So we'll see Aiden Schamberger, who is the freshman, is completing 69% of his passes. He'll alternate with Andrew Murchison. And this is a young offensive line for McGill.
But I'm telling you, the point of attack, Jim, play 1. They look ready to go.
At the 32. Schamberger far to the near side, and that's incomplete. It's a long throw as he was trying to get it over here to Roscoe Haywood, and Haywood's got 22 catches and a couple of TDs on the year. So Murchison and Schamberger, they'll just rotate every couple of series. Inge is back there. Eager, Dan talked about, he's got the 7 touchdowns on the year and 549 yards. Up front, Miles, Shine, Tran, Diamond, Patterson, and Brock. Not a senior among them there. Keep your eye on 19, the tight end, James Mayhall. They'll go to him as well, and he can make some plays, but they'll keep it on the ground. This time an Inge, who's closing in 600 yards on the year. He's going to pick up 6 on that one, and Spanish Fort defense giving up 23 a game. They won 41-38, triple overtime against St. Paul's last week. McConaughey, Williams, and Freeman there. Holland also gets the start. He and Tripoli rotate throughout the night as well. Anderson, Walton, and Beach in the secondary. Kyer, Hickson, Hopkins, and Shirley. And 3rd down and 5 here. Schamberger rolls out to the right, steps up, fires off his hands, and incomplete. I think I say, he did. JoJo Hickson comes up. So I didn't think he got it, but there's roughing the passer penalty on the play as well. Let's watch the replay as that one was. JoJo did come up with that one.
Yeah, I think it's coming back, and McGill's going to have a first down because the quarterback was absolutely level. Just not good football.
Watch here. Schamberger steps up in the pocket, really unloads on this one, and a high late hit. Yeah. So it takes away The interception.
Chase Smith talking about that before the game. He pointed out a play a couple of games ago where
Pre and post snap penalties.
Yeah. Giving McGill a first down, taking away your own interception. Wow.
Ron Coleman, our referee, with the 15-yard.
The call's legit, right?
Yeah, it was a high hit on Schamberger, and so you give up the yards and also lose the takeaway.
So you rotate two quarterbacks, Jim. One is a freshman. You're thinking then you got to get the older guy in, right? Or the older guy's a sophomore.
Right.
So they're pretty similar. The stats are similar. They like them both, and they just want to give them both a chance to play. But you're right. They will also ride the hot hand.
So this penalty.
It's ironic, Jim. The ball's going to be put right about where.
Yep, JoJo came over that
JoJo
interception.
made the interception.
Yeah.
Instead of 1st and 10, Spanish Fort going right to left. McGill has a first down and some life, and they, have run the ball pretty well already.
At the Spanish Fort 47.
Oh, boy.
Schamberger rolls out, fires, and that one incomplete. His good coverage hustling out there was Landon Beach, the linebacker. It's twice we've seen a long throw from the mid part, almost the far hash, all the way to the near sideline.
Yeah. Schamberger, he's not done growing.
Yeah, 6'1", 150 pounds.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah.
But he's got the big arm, and they really like the way he's played so far. Not really a running quarterback. Does have a couple of rushing TDs, but he's not really one to pull it down and take off. As soon as I say that now, he'll scramble for.
But his dad, of course, a longtime coach and an assistant with McGill.
Oh, low snap. And then blown up immediately is Inge. You saw that. Talked about McGill had trouble with bad snaps earlier in the season. Thought they'd really got that worked out, but that one just rolled back to Schamberger, just threw the timing of the play totally off.
Yeah, when you don't even have a chance to start the play, I mean, that's just, that's not an indication of what your team can do.
Yeah. Landon Beach in there with the tackle for the loss, and now 3rd and 15 for the Yellow Jackets. They're back on their side of the 50. Play clock down to 1. Did they get it off? They did not, unless there was a timeout. I think Coach Norman Joseph did get the timeout over there as that play clock was winding down. Good timeout there to save the penalty. Worse than 3rd and 15 would have been 3rd and 20, right?
On the road at Spanish Fort and this defense, and you got a freshman at quarterback, I think you're going to have a lot of times when you and I are looking at each other thinking, are they going to get it off?
Yeah. So 3-1 in the region. 4-2 overall.
Talk about those teams that Spanish Fort has lost to and why that makes a difference in the overall when you paint a picture of what this team is.
Yeah, so they lost to Fairhope in week 1, and that was on a pick 6 at the end of the game.
Right.
And then lost to Saraland 35-24. They lost by 6 to Fairhope. Lost 35-24 to Saraland. Lost 29-21 to Theodore. Combined 3 losses, 25 points. You're like, oh, that's not that. But the combined record of those 3 teams, 18-1.
Yeah.
So
they've only lost to the best.
Yeah, and now you've got this McGill team who's yet to play Theodore and Saraland, the class of this region thus far, and rolling out Schamberger, and he'll get thrown down right at the Spanish Fort bench. Willie Anderson over there to put the big hit on, and Schamberger.
Boy, he didn't go easy on him, that's for sure. Watch now, Anderson. We highlighted him pregame.
See, yeah, he got the hit started while he still had a foot in bounds. Again, went a little high, but Anderson comes up.
Where can I get you where it's not going to bother you?
With the tackle, and
where can I pull you back from?
That'll bring on Henry Green to punt here from the 35. Green with a good punt, hangs up there, and a fair catch called for. Cam Jackson.
I think that was skipped back there too, and that's a long snapper. So trouble with the snaps so far for McGill, and that you just got to get your plays
And look
started.
how that killed that drive.
Yes,
the bad snap killed that drive.
Yeah. Here's a kid who's grown.
Yep. Braden Walker, 830 yards on the year, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completing just 51% of his passes. They'd like to see that grow a little more.
Sure.
As the season continues here, and Sawyer Wilson, the sophomore, stands next to him, and he'll take the handoff, and Wilson up the right side, and he drops the shoulder and bowls out across the 30, and he's going to have a USA Health first down for the Toros.
And McGill was aware of him in a straight line speed, sophomore track guy, and he can take it a long way quickly. Watch, one cut, finds his spot.
You see number 20 in the middle of that picture, Dylan Sauce for this McGill team. He is the guy they're going to want to really try to stay away from and not have him be a disruptor. We'll talk more about him, but he has been a huge influence his senior season here for McGill. And Wilson slips a tackle. He's going to get about 4 after looked like that one's going nowhere.
Spanish Ford looked like they went low on some of the McGill linemen on that one.
Zuniga there on the stop. Walker and Wilson, Godfrey, he's of course their big playmaker. Jackson on the other side, Sullivan and Passarelli, the tight end. They'll get involved. White, Babs, Bradley, Smith, and Blackman up front for the Toros. 2nd and 5 from the 41. Up the middle again. Here comes Wilson. And Wilson into McGill territory. Up to the 46-yard line, and he'll pick up 16. Wilson, Sauce in the middle of their leading tacklers. 10 sacks and 11 tackles for loss. Farrell, Hadagi, Zuniga, Keena, Galvin, the Galvin twins there in the secondary, Schamberger and Hill, along with Welch, who's got 5 interceptions on the year. Up top, this one just overthrown, trying to get it to Godfrey, who is back there in coverage with
Maybe
Hill.
5 yards is flack at the end, but
Godfrey had a step, Jim.
Bring up 2nd and 10 from the 46.
See that a lot. You cross midfield, you got 1st and 10, and you take your chance with a big one.
Now, Nemo Hickson in the backfield. Play action to him over the middle. Quick toss to Godfrey, and he's got it. Godfrey up to the 35, and they'll pick up 11, and that'll be good for another Toro first down from USA Health.
The pocket was collapsing. He got that ball out of there. Let's see if I've got that accurate. Yeah, McGill was coming.
Yep, Michael Davis was the first one coming in there to bring the pressure. But instead, it's another first down at the 35 inside 8 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Low snap, gets it to Hickson. Hickson makes a cut in the backfield. And Hickson pushes ahead up to about the 31.
Not the same Hickson that kind of made the interception. He's the brother.
I'll get some pushing and shoving.
Yeah, don't need that.
End of the play there. Hadagi had his nose in the middle of it, and we'll bring Nemo Hickson out, just a sophomore. He's got 250 yards now on the year.
He's been productive in the games we've done, and we've done, this is our 4th with Spanish Fort.
Yep. They bring Wilson. They give it to him, and Wilson, again, another nice little cut. He's going to push ahead to the 25, and he's going to be very close to the first down. Farrell in on the stop. I think he's going to have him just short. And high snap there. There wasn't much of a hole there. Good job by Wilson to jump through to
be fair
up the 5, yeah.
And to be fair to McGill, they were doing this themselves until they got themselves behind the sticks with their freshman quarterback with a bad snap or two, and that was the end of that drive. So both teams have done a decent job of establishing the run.
Now they will say that was enough for the first down. at the 25. Back to Wilson. Wilson, nice move to the outside, inside the 10-5, and he lunges. And he's going to be just shy of the goal line, but it's 1st and goal, Toros.
Boy, he made a move on the corner. Watch this. He's got the speed, we know that. Watch the quicks here. Boom. Just puts that foot in the ground. Might have been an outside linebacker, but
yeah, he's able to get around the senior Matt Galvin.
Yeah, Galvin.
The corner picks up 22 and 1st and goal in the Dr. Pepper maroon zone here for the Toros, and they'll stay with Wilson in the backfield. And that one, oh boy, before the snap. Oh, procedure penalty against the Toros. Now 1st and goal from the 7 instead of the 2.
Yep.
That's exactly what Chase Smith talked about.
Yeah, we've seen 2 examples of what he was talking about. Most frustrated him was before and after the whistles were making too many mistakes.
He said, we can live with when there's an infraction that happens during the middle of the play.
Yeah.
You're just trying to make a play, something happens. He said, but that pre and post snap stuff, that's what drives coaches crazy.
Yeah, he calls him selfish, like you're not prepared, and also maybe a late hit. That's your own undoing.
Back to Wilson, puts his head down, and he's going to fall and pick up about 4. The 2nd and goal coming up.
This guy's got 2 more years after this one. So look for a productive career out of Wilson.
Yeah, just it was kind of a surprise at the beginning of the year how he quickly came on for this Toro team. Now on the keeper, Walker puts his head down, and he's in for the Toro touchdown. Well, the ball came loose there at the end, and Wilson ends up falling on it. This watch here is Walker on the keeper. Got knocked by Dylan Sauce in there to knock it free, but Sawyer Wilson will get credit for his 8th touchdown of the year.
And that was so Dylan Sauce. So Dylan Sauce, who has done that every week for McGill.
Blocked. Lucas Bro has his PAT blocked by the Yellow Jackets. But Sawyer Wilson leads the drive for the Toros. Got it down there and then got on it. That one knocked out at the goal line, and Spanish Ford on top 6-0, exactly halfway through the first here on Friday Night Rivals. Braden Walker, quarterback for the Toros. Got fortunate there as that one was knocked out right at the goal line, and Sawyer Wilson recovers it. 10 plays, 79 yards. A couple penalties in there that the Toros were able to overcome, and they take the lead by a score of 6-0 here midway point of the first. These schools both won their last state championship back in 2015. 7A for McGill at that time.
Didn't realize it was that long ago. By the way, I was talking to the defensive coaches for McGill about Wilson a little bit pregame, and they were certainly aware of him, but he was the man that drive. 6 rushes, 66 yards. And it ends up he's on top of the football, so he gets credit for the touchdown as well.
800 yards coming in to tonight's game. Cameron Light. Kickoff again for the Toros. Eager and Galvin back deep. That's Matt Galvin. Matt and Michael, the twin brothers from McGill. And Galvin right at the goal line. Takes it out with some speed across the 20. Galvin a nice move, then took a big hit across the 25. And up to about the 29-yard line. Newton Paul Gardner with the big hit for the Toros on special teams.
Yeah, don't you look at those a little differently after what we've seen on TV here recently with Tua and concussions and
Colts running back went out last night in a scary situation, too.
Yeah.
So they'll stay with Schamberger. Usually it's 2 series apiece unless somebody gets the hot hand going. Schamberger with a give to Inge and nothing there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. But again, that trouble with the snap. A little timing issue there. McConaughey in for his 8th now tackle for a loss on the season for the Toros.
I like what I see from Inge, but you got to get the play started right. You got to get the snap in the quarterback's hands right where he can begin to operate. And they haven't done that probably 50% of the time tonight.
Now play clock inside 10. Again, they're going to have to hurry. Play clock down at 5. Inge gets set, and they snap it with 1. Schamberger rolls out, steps up again, fires. Incomplete. Trying to get it up the far side to Alex Schamberger. Kind of a long throwing motion, but I think that one maybe it got tipped a little or not, but just a little short. And now 3rd and 11, second drive in a row. We see 3rd and long, and not what you want to do to your freshman quarterback.
Yeah, let's see if Spanish Fort brings an extra person and how the quarterback reacts.
I like how he stepped up in the pocket when he's felt some pressure there.
Yep.
Will Miles moves up from his H-back stop, and he'll stay in. And so we got the timeout. McGill takes their 2nd timeout here in the first quarter. So I think that wasn't really a play clock thing. I think maybe Coach Joseph just didn't like the defensive alignment he was looking at. 3rd and 11 coming up. 5 minutes to go in the first. Spanish Fort on top early. McGill coach Norman Joseph, 2nd year. Longtime college coach, was over at Baton Rouge Catholic before he came here to McGill. Recruited Jeff Kelly to Southern Miss when he was coaching at Southern Miss. 3rd and 11 here for the Jackets. Schamberger hit, wrapped up, and dropped. Schamberger, Cole McConaughey with his 5th sack of the season, so he has a sack and a tackle for the loss on that drive, and Schamberger had nowhere to go.
And McConaughey getting some big looks, including Colorado offering a scholarship. You can see he's a
Cole
force.
McConaughey sounds like a mountainous kind of playing guy, doesn't he?
That's he's only going to get bigger when he gets up to the training tables, etc. At a big time school.
Schamberger kind of slipped there a little bit as well as McConaughey came out with the pressure. Jackson and Godfrey back. This one more of a low line drive. Kick goes off of the foot of Jackson, recovered by the Yellow Jackets. So our first turnover there, James Mayhall down to recover it. It was a line drive that was seeking fast and went off of Cam Jackson. Watch this one just falling fast, and he just missed it and bounced right to the tight end Mayhall. And now great field position, and we'll see if they stick to their script of 2 series apiece and bring in Murchison, the sophomore.
It just feels like McGill needs a big play worse than Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort able to drive it down the field, run the ball. McGill's offensive line a little leakier. The snaps a little less accurate.
Murchison 6 touchdown passes on the year, and that one batted down. Murchison completing 57% of his passes, 614 yards, 6 TDs, and a couple of interceptions on the year.
I like the way he had no doubt what he was going to do right here, but good job.
JoJo Hickson, who had an interception wiped out with a penalty, got his hands on another one.
Hickson, a really good ball player right there in the middle of the defense.
They have not looked to Eager yet. He's at the bottom of the screen. So they give it off to Inge, and Inge will get a couple, but not much else. Hickson in there on the stop again, and now 3rd and 8 coming up.
They need a first down in a bad way, Jim. Just and give themselves an opportunity to
find a little rhythm, right?
Get a rhythm, get a drive, get Spanish Fort a little bit on their heels, because defensively they're completely upright. They're determining what's going to happen play by play.
3rd and 8 for the sophomore Murchison. Middle of the pocket, fires off his hands, and this time it will be picked off. JoJo Hickson has had a couple of chances. This one won't be wiped off, so the teams trade turnovers around midfield, and the 3rd interception thrown by Murchison went off a receiver's hands. And boy, you see it all the time. A tip ball does not favor the offense. Let's watch here. Yep, went off Eager's hands, and JoJo Hickson, his 2nd interception of the year.
Did it come in a little? Yeah, it was a little high, and Eager maybe had just made the turn. Tough break for McGill.
He's got the turnover chain on. Had it snatched off his neck on that first drive when it got taken away by the penalty, right?
Yeah,
JoJo Hickson now
true.
Has it. Maybe a little double pass here as they go to Godfrey. Wide open down the middle of the field. Godfrey able to get it complete for the touchdown. Passarelli, his 4th of the year. The double pass was low from Walker back to Godfrey, but Passarelli was wide open.
Did that ball
58 yards.
Did it actually hit the ground?
It was so low, yeah.
The back pass, but of course it's not
lateral. Yep.
It's a lateral, so everything's okay. Watch this again. You can see it's a double pass because it's behind him. Whether it hit the ground or not doesn't matter. That's a good throw.
The tight end Passarelli just kept sneaking down the field, and Godfrey with a touchdown pass. Passarelli, and now the Toros able to get the PAT back, and you see it after turnover so many times. Go take the shot.
Yep.
Really, you got the momentum going. See if you can continue to ride it. So JoJo Hickson gets the interception, and then Walker to Godfrey to Passarelli to the end zone. Toros on top, 2 scores. The Toros, as soon as that pass was thrown, Dan Brennan called it was going to be a double pass. You could see Godfrey had set up behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's the turnover.
Goes off of Eager's hands, and Hickson, who's usually seems to be always around the football.
Right.
Now we get a better look here. This side.
My question is, Godfrey, Godfrey just scoops it, and it doesn't matter if it hit the ground because it is a lateral, and that's a really good pass.
Yeah, just throw it up and let your receiver run under it, give him plenty of time. And
you got to give Passarelli a little.
He had to sell it at the line.
He had to sell it, and then wide open.
Yeah.
He had to not drop it.
And Light now to kick off for the 3rd time here in the opening quarter. Spanish Fort with the 2-touchdown lead. Now this time Roscoe Haywood up to the 24-yard line. Boy, you said on that last drive, McGill needed to get a first down, get something going there. Then they turn it over. They really got to can't go 3 and out here and give the Toros the ball back.
No, the Toros haven't punted yet, and McGill has punted and or turned it over.
Yeah, they punted and got the ball back on the fumble by Jackson. And
that's right.
Murchison will stay back in here, as Coach Norman said. It's usually two series apiece. Inge in the backfield, and he'll take it. Inge a little room on the right side. Fall up to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, they right through the B gap is where they've had some success, Jim, early in this game, and not so much on the edges, not so much throwing the ball.
Colton Holland in there to make the stop. Pick up a 4. And they go right back to Inge. Inge trying to push ahead. This time, not much doing over on that left side. Again, we got some big players up there for Spanish Fort on that D line. And McGill's offensive line they're not undersized, they're just young.
Yeah, they are young.
Gain of a couple, so 3rd and 4.
They're not as young as they were game 1.
Yes, no question.
And, so they've they've been through it a little bit now.
Eager up to the top of the screen. Murchison looks pressure from the backside. He's going to be hit, wrapped up, and brought down. McConaughey with his 2nd sack of the night.
McConaughey's going to be the defensive player of the year, or rather of the week in the state, if he keeps this up.
Murchison was kind of staring down his intended receiver and didn't feel the backside pressure.
You can imagine after throwing the pick, you're a little cautious.
Yeah, McConaughey with the stop, and here's another 3 and out.
Yep.
And Green will stand inside the 10. Now Hickson replaces Jackson back there, so Hickson and Godfrey stand right at midfield. Both of them dangerous return men. Good kick by Green. Godfrey, fair catch at the 45, a great field position for the Toros with 1:11 left here in the opening quarter. Let's go back to the sideline with Heather.
Yeah, guys, let's talk about this lights-out defense just in the first quarter alone. Every play, tackle, sack, this home sideline is fired up for this defense. Head coach Chase Smith fired up as well. He is going up and down, 10 feet in the air, if you will, on the sidelines, guys.
All right, thanks, Heather. Great field position here again for the Toros from the 45. Walker with the give, and Wilson will not get much this time. There's Dylan Sauce. We talked about the senior who really has come on after a junior year, and Coach Norman Joseph could not have enough great things to say about that young man, how disruptive he's been.
Well, we first heard about Dylan Sauce from Chase Smith, the coach of Spanish Ford, who couldn't say enough good things about him. He's number 20, plugged in the middle of that defense. Not the biggest guy, but very, very productive and very physical.
Gain of 2. Hickson gets replaced this time. Justin Bonner. So Bonner, starting to see him get a little time for the Toros in the backfield. He's probably the quarterback of the future here. Just a freshman, and getting him in, carrying the ball a little bit here now and then at running back.
And how about an interior lineman, Sauce, making the play at the sideline? Very unusual to see. Almost a hold on Spanish Ford. A little surprised they didn't call it on the edge.
3rd and 7. Walker looks and off the hands of Schamberger, who has an interception on the year, and it's a big stop by the McGill defense.
Talk about stopping the bleeding right there.
Spanish Ford having it at the 45, and they go 3 and out.
Fake punt?
We got Jake Godfrey back there now.
Fake punt, maybe?
You got 4th and 7. Now, Godfrey has not been the punter in the games we have done the first 3 so far this year. But he will punt that one off line drive, and goes off the hands of Schamberger momentarily, but grabs it back before Kyer is down there on the tackle. I mean, what can't Godfrey do, right?
Love that kid, man. What an ambassador to the school and the community. I mean, he's a total package.
Going to UAB, and now we'll see the Yellow Jackets come back out here with 17 seconds left, and we'll see if they go back to Schamberger. Murchison,
yeah, I think it's Schamberger.
Stay there, yeah.
And I think you got to get Inge involved again too. I mean, you got to get some ground game going. And again, it does start with that snap to the young quarterback.
Yeah, Eager hasn't got it in his hands yet here tonight. This one dropped, trying to go to Eager, and
gosh,
those are the layups you like your young quarterback to get. Just a 5-yard quick out, and
better than nothing.
Get a little confidence. Yeah. You take 2nd and 5 all night. But usually the sure-handed Eager has that one go off his hands. He's going to South.
What a nice kid to meet, too, on our pregame show.
Yeah, it was great. I had a chance to talk to him again on the field a little bit before tonight's game with 2nd and 10. Now they empty the backfield. Schamberger, middle of the field, and that one's nearly intercepted as Willie Anderson, who's got 2 defensive touchdowns on the year, 1 on a fumble recovery, 1 on an interception, was looking for number 3 there.
You know, you have veteran NFL quarterbacks that misidentify where the linebacker is, so you're definitely going to have a 14-year-old freshman do the same thing, and Anderson is right there, and he's thinking that was going to be my 3rd touchdown of the year.
And now
thrown across the middle.
3rd and 10 again here for the Yellow Jackets. Schamberger, pressure, wrapped up and dropped again. Cole McConaughey, his 3rd sack, because he tells us, of the first quarter. Brings it to a close. 3 sacks and a tackle for a loss for McConaughey. And the junior helping his team keep McGill off the scoreboard. Spanish Fort on top 13-0. Big double pass here. Got their 2nd touchdown of the night. Godfrey to Passarelli. Jake Cox, Dan Brennan, ready to start the 2nd quarter. Dan.
If you love Dr. Pepper and you love free cool stuff, sign up to earn free cool Dr. Pepper stuff and a chance to win tickets to the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Just go to drpepper.com and sign up for Pepper Perks. Do it today.
Well, 4th down here for the 22. McGill to punt again. Green, another good punt. Godfrey to watch. Nemo Hickson takes it just inside the 50 near sidelines. He's got to get around the punter. Flag thrown back at the 25. 52 yards of it stands. And the penalty is probably going to bring this back. And boy, it was after the play as well. Hickson had already gotten free.
He was gone. I don't know what the infraction is, but I don't think they needed it, because by the time he got to the 30, it was over. He just had the punter to beat. But let's see if we
no chance.
and let's see if we can find the flag, find the infraction, and if it had any effect on the play.
Blindside block. All right, let's look at it. So it'll be on the left-hand side of your screen at around the 25-yard line. Well, that was maybe the hit.
I guess.
There.
I guess. I didn't really see a violation there.
Yeah, somebody hit. It's calling a blindside block. We don't have the referee's microphone for some reason, so didn't hear. So it takes a touchdown off the board.
Yeah. It didn't happen, but on that replay, I did not see it.
So
maybe you saw it.
Up to the 39 of the Yellow Jackets. Wilson, who already has a touchdown here tonight, will pick up 5 here on 1st down. Boy, you see this Spanish 14. Is that number 15 is helmet to helmet. So I guess that's what the call was. Helmet to helmet.
It was high, yeah.
Yeah, and he certainly didn't need it to.
No.
But selfish penalties that Chase Smith talked about, that would fall in the category.
That was not a penalty on our crew. They found that. Nice job.
Good work, Vince Early and his crew. Is that one incomplete? And that should be a pass interference against the Yellow Jackets. And I think they're going to trying to get to Sullivan, and Galvin, the linebacker back there in the coverage, and bumped him a little early. That's what it was. It was the helmet to helmet. That was a good penalty. Good catch by the officials, actually. You can't go high. Ron Coleman. Yeah, let's watch here. Just a little early from Galvin.
Yeah. Galvin just trying to get to the ball. He was just trying to make a play on the ball.
Now up to the 21. This field has been tilted for the first 13 minutes of this game in Spanish Fort's favor.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at Spanish Fort's starting position as opposed to McGill, that alone.
Wilson in the backfield with Walker. High snap, but Wilson will take it, and Wilson gets a couple. Farrell there to pull him down for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and 8.
Boy, if you hold them to a field goal try here, that is a big success for McGill-Toolen.
Sure. Spanish Fort next week on the road at Robertsdale. McGill next week gets unbeaten Theodore. This time they fake it to Wilson. Pressure coming and hit. Just as he got rid of that one was Galvin, who had the pass interference call against him and got in there and put the hit on Walker, who did a good job just to get that one away for the incomplete.
Yeah, they brought an extra defensive back.
Galvin fought through.
Yeah, he did.
Good play there by the senior. Yellow Jacket. He and his twin brother Matt, starters on this team. We'll talk about one of them as our Scholastic athlete later in the broadcast.
Michael, the linebacker. Number 3, Matt, the cornerback.
3rd and 8. Wilson dances. It's up to about the 15, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 4. So do you go for the...
Looks like the decision's been made, Jim Cox.
So he said,
win McGill.
Yep.
You know, for a young team, that's as good as you could have hoped for. They need field position is what they need, a big return or something to give them at least an opportunity to start out closer to the 50.
Lucas Bro.
He looked pretty good in pregame.
This one will be from 32. Godfrey with the hold. And the kick is good. So Spanish Fort had a touchdown taken off the board, but they come away still with a field goal and increase their lead to 16. Friday night rivals here in Spanish Fort. October, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Jim Cox and my partner Dan Brennan.
Hey, what do you get when you combine 2 craveable classics made with 3 slices of melty American cheese, layered between 2 100% pure seasoned beef patties, held together by thick Texas toast?
Not a regular bun.
No.
Texas toast.
That's just kind of like punting the whole idea away. No, it's the Texas toast, the Sonic grilled cheese double burger. You can try one half price when you order on the Sonic app, by the way. And that is for a limited time only, and of course, only at Sonic.
So this one has been all Toros thus far, and they have the lead 16. Oh, they've had a interception taken off the board. They've had a touchdown called back because of a helmet-to-helmet kick on
punt return.
Hit on the punt return. And now McGill right after the kick. Try to get something going offensively here as Light will kick off yet again.
He must be seeing something kick return wise because they keep bringing him back rather than let him go in the,
And now we get a whistle. So the play clock ran out, but the ball had fallen off the tee. Which
I got it.
But they didn't reset it. But they said tough. It's still going to be delay a game penalty here. It's odd. That's twice the ball has fallen off the tee, and there's not a puff of wind here tonight. The grill smoke is just hanging.
Like London fog over there.
Or like being back, Madison Square Garden back in the 80s when you could smoke inside of a sporting event or Chicago Stadium.
Yeah, how did Walt Frazier score all those points when did he ever see the rim?
All right, so they back it up. Let's go down to Heather while we wait again. Heather.
As as you guys mentioned, for the month of October, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Some facts for you guys. Did you know 1 in 8 women here in the United States, they will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime? On average, every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States, but there are over 3.8 million breast cancer survivors right here in the U.S., guys.
Of course, awareness, always hard not to know someone who hasn't been affected. Light back off to Roscoe Haywood, and Haywood to about the 24-yard line.
Kind of thought they had something set up over there, but not the story. McGill starts again. Got a moderate territory.
Yeah. Schamberger the freshman will stay in. Yeah, boy, we've seen Cole McConaughey with those 3 sacks in the first quarter, and now you're down 16-0. You're just down 2 scores. You don't have to sling it all over the yard yet, but boy, you give up another one, and suddenly you're going to start now. Now you really could be playing into the Toros defense hands.
To try to play a little power football with Inge here.
Fake it to Inge. Schamberger wants to take a shot. Well overthrown. Wanted to go to Tristan Brower, the senior, with 4 catches on the year.
He had him.
Yep.
He had the big play.
But boy, you see it as a quarterback. Like you hit a bunch and you get a little, rush yourself a little bit there, and mechanics get off, and didn't put enough air under that one.
And the receivers have not really helped him out tonight either. So
No.
he's had trouble with the offensive line and protection. He's had trouble with the snap from the center. And then he overthrows an open receiver.
2nd and 10. And McConaughey, they're going to have to chip on him or something.
Yeah, he's wearing the rug out over there, the welcome mat.
2 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks here so far here in the first half. And 3rd and 11 again for McGill. It's like watching the Broncos offense last night. If you received a torture sentence to have to watch that game last night and see all the 3rd and longs they were in all night.
A lot of people canceled their Prime subscription after
People
that.
were trying to return it like you can on Amazon. This thing didn't perform the way I wanted when I ordered it.
Boxed it up and please take it back.
Schamberger. Now he pulls it down. Going to try to scramble and just slides. Did not want Brian Baggett there. He'll bring up 4th down from the 29-yard line.
Well, we talked about how similar the stats are of the quarterbacks, and again tonight that's been the case, but it's been that neither's been able to get anything going.
No.
Again, protection, snap, and somehow trying to handle McConaughey because he's been a one-man wrecking crew in the backfield.
Henry Green and Nemo Hickson and Godfrey back. Hickson had that one called back last time. They'll each stand at about their own 40. Now it's going to be a fake. Green wide open, fires it up. He's able to get that one complete. Schamberger, 1st down. McGill to the 49. They pick up 20.
I guess you kind of feel like you got nothing to lose. 4th down, way in their own territory.
Green fires it up and wide open. Alex Schamberger, and 1st down, and they bring Murchison in, and they'll give it off to Inge, and Inge breaks the tackle, and now Inge is going to have a 1st down to the 35, a Roof Doctor's 1st down, and now you feel a little something coming here for the Yellow Jackets.
It's not like they've had nothing on the run game. They've shown some life, and they've had some well-blocked plays, like right here.
And running it away from McConaughey, but this time on 1st down, they go backwards. Trip Lee, the senior, in there. He's got a tackle for a loss as they lose 2.
Hey, how you doing?
But you know what? It's probably about 2 or 3 more minutes, depending on what they do here, that Spanish Fort does not have the football.
Yep.
Also, you flip the field.
Murchison keeps it now. He rolls out, wants to float it up the near side. He's able to get that one off and complete. Roscoe Haywood out of bounds at the 20.
Not an easy throw by Murchison.
Pickup of 18, another Roof Doctor's 1st down.
rolling to his left. He's a right-handed thrower, and he's really got to lay it in there. And he does a great job, and Roscoe with a nice catch, too.
Side give to Inge as the Yellow Jackets have entered the Dr. Pepper Maroon Zone.
I like Inge. He can move the chains.
Like, got to get a score here.
Yeah,
Not enough.
Now though,
here's the tough part of the field too. Inge out.
Let's see if they empty the backfield and go 5 receivers.
That's a lot of faith in the quarterback here.
They bring Galvin into the bottom of the screen.
How about a quick screen, Jim? Oh, there you go.
Caleb Brock, the right tackle, moved early, and now 2nd and 15 back at the 25.
Got a dead ball. False start against the Jackets.
I had a feeling it was going to be something quick and safe, Jim, because when you empty the backfield, now you've got no protection.
Yep.
And you don't get the feeling that they will be able to hold the Toros out of the backfield. That's why I suggested it could be a quick screen.
Now they bring Inge back in. Murchison rolls to the right, fires wide open. He's got it for the touchdown. Matthew Galvin.
Murchison's pass complete.
25-yard toss. Blown coverage back there somewhere by the Toros, but Galvin sneaks up the right side, and he's all alone, and Murchison makes the nice throw. And there's a flag on there. I think it's the hit. Let's watch at the end of this play. Murchison, oh yeah, it was a late hit. It was coming, but he stayed in there, but he took a big hit. He was kind of vulnerable.
Boy, you hate it.
But he pops up. And now the McGill sideline, their student body and their team fired up. And look at the sophomore. Let's watch the big hit here. Went up high right under the chin.
You don't have to do that. Man, you don't have to do that.
I don't know if it was Javante Walton.
Jim, what we talk about? McGill's going to need a big play, right? They're not going to be able to plot it down there. They got the big play. It happened to be
punt.
in the, disguised as a fake punt. Pulled it off, gave him momentum, ran the ball. Murchison with a couple of big throws. They're in the end zone.
Yeah, now they're going to use take that penalty on the kickoff, and they should be able to pin Spanish Fort back deep. Should be able to knock it out of the end zone.
Chance to have Spanish Fort in a tough spot trying to come out.
Yep. Green. Has got it. So they needed a big play. We didn't know they were going to pull it up on the special team side on 4th down, but Henry Green, nice ball by the punter.
Yeah.
To Schamberger. They pick up 20 on the fake punt, and then Murchison rolls out. He's able to find Galvin, and McGill's back in this one. I get a lot of friends this time of year starting to maybe head north to the hunting camp on the weekends. Always asking, hey, where can we watch the games? Can't be fair watching on TV here. You can watch it on our Facebook stream, our live Facebook stream, brought to you by our friends over at AOC. We also do our pregame show there. So thanks to all the good doctors and folks at AOC. Okay, so Dan, after the penalty, now you're kicking off from their 45.
Yeah.
So you're on the other side of it. So you could just boom it out of the end zone. You can get it out the 20, no doubt. Unless you go crazy and say, hey, do we try an onside kick and try to get it back? And maybe they get it back at the 35. They're not going to return an onside kick attempt usually. So you give up maybe 15 yards to
you risk giving the momentum straight back to Spanish Fort. Let's let it play out. Not sure.
I mean, all the years that I was a special teams coordinator,
I'd kick it off.
And indeed, that's what they do. Just got to plant the seed in case it happens. Right?
It was a debatable argument for sure.
Yeah, of course you would never do it unless you got that 15-yard roughing the passer penalty. So that's why you're kicking it off from the other side of the 50. But so back at the 20.
Yeah, it's not like this defense has just been leaky completely. They're not just going through McGill.
They've had short fields.
They've had short fields, and they've had a couple of big plays. But McGill defense playing well enough right now. Your expectation would be that there's a chance McGill can get the ball back again with a further Spanish Fort score. That's your hope.
Yep.
If you're in white and black.
Wilson wrapped up there. Mike Farrell, the senior, gain of a couple.
Wilson's only 155 pounds, 5'9", 155. What is he going to be his junior and senior year? You get him up to about 185, he's going to be quite a weapon.
And he's, despite the fact he's got all that speed, he still is powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
When he gets in the hole.
Right, for getting not that big, naturally powerful. Put on 20, 30 pounds, what do you have?
2nd and 8. Now Hickson in the backfield. They want to set up a little screen. They come back off to Godfrey, and Godfrey tries to change direction. Will get ridden down by Galvin, who just had the touchdown reception. He makes a big play.
Great pursuit by Galvin because he was going after the quarterback initially. Rolled back out to the screen, and this is a dangerous guy right there. If you're out of place, he can really make you pay.
Yeah.
Great play by McGill.
Yeah, if you're the Toros, you want him one-on-one in space with someone.
Anybody.
So 3rd and 7. Walker looks to a little crossing pattern, able to get that one complete to Passarelli, who's got the touchdown, but he's going to be short of the first down here. Good defense by McGill on that.
Yep.
3rd down play.
McGill was able to bring some pressure, Jim, and then as it was dumped off, it was to one of their lesser athletes. Passarelli is a good, solid player, but he's not somebody you would fear as much as some of the other wideouts.
And he was going horizontal, not vertical toward the sticks.
Exactly. McGill had time to set up a wall and get him down.
Now McGill with a chance to get great field position is Godfrey will punt from about the 15. McGill with 10 on the line of scrimmage. Godfrey, good job to get that one off. And McGill was going to call for a fair catch. Instead, rolls to the 37. So pretty good field position, but Godfrey did a good job to get that one off with the pressure coming. And you would think they would stay with Murchison unless he was injured on that play, but the way he came out, jumped up. And there you see the sophomore. He's a big kid, 6'3", 185.
Yeah, and I would say two things. He hopped up. We like the way that looked. Also, I would say that leading your team on their only touchdown drive and throwing a touchdown pass constitutes having the hot hand, right?
No doubt.
We liked him as a freshman. He had something about him, even as a freshman last year. Just such a pleasure when you watch these young athletes do really cool stuff at a young age.
Murchison over the middle to Eager, and he's got it. He's got a first down up to the 48-yard line, gain of 11. Thinking back to it, you said, how big would it be if McGill could hold them to a field goal here? That's an important drive in this game.
They did. You're right.
So now Murchison and Eager's first catch of the night, his 33rd of the season for the South Alabama commit. Now Murchison, he's going to pull it down, and he slides back to the line of scrimmage. Got one. Williams on the tackle for the Toros. So even after taking that big hit, he was not shying away from the contact.
No, tough kid.
Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, Inge on the left side. A little room there to get into Toro territory and bring up 3rd and a little more manageable here for McGill.
Speaking of which, Jim, is it 2-down territory here?
I know you're. Spanish Fort's going to get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
If you're McGill, you'd love, if nothing else, than get another first down here, and certainly you want to score, but chew some more of that clock off. Murchison from the 48, rolling to his right, fires, and he's got it complete right at the sticks to Roscoe Haywood.
I think that's enough for the first down.
It is. Now the Roof Doctor's first down. Boy, I like that throw from Murchison.
Yeah, and it was a safe throw, Jim. So he's rolling right. He's got one receiver he's looking for. He's either open or he's not. He's got all protection right there.
Pretty good coverage on the play, too.
It was in a good, a very favorable spot, I should say, for McGill.
First and 10 in the clock, running McGill with 1 timeout left. Murchison looking, throws, and gets it incomplete in traffic and slipping away is Hayward. Then he lost the football. It's loose, recovered by the Toros. Haywood had it, and then coming away with it, Willie Anderson. Somebody put a hit on from the backside.
Well, Hayward made a great move to get out of traffic, and then suddenly, it was about 3 plays in one there. The ball seemed to be thrown in a very congested area. Hayward
got it and then slipped away.
Yeah, strong hands it, makes the catch. Then suddenly he's heading down the sideline. Watch this.
So he's
Boy,
got
good
it.
strong hands by Hayward. And then he just doesn't secure the ball. A lot of things going on one play.
Does McConaughey come down and knock the ball away? Look, it is. McConaughey comes down. He's right there. Someone else
made the hit.
Oh, a second turnover for McGill. Let's see who. I think maybe Markel Kyer. And now Walker, he wants to take a shot. Fires it, able to get that one complete to Gottfried up to the 42, a gain of 17. Roof Doctor's first down. What big change of events here in the latter stages of the second period.
Senior quarterback. He's had to kind of work himself into being the leader of this team, but he's got a lot of games under his belt now.
Spanish Fort with all 3 of their timeouts. Give it off to Walker. Wilson, I should say, and Wilson out to about the 47. Gets 6 on first down. Don't forget, now Spanish Fort going to take their first timeout. They'll give us a chance to tell you about what's coming up at the Hanson Supertex halftime show. We got stats, we got Scholastic Athletes, we got highlights, we got other scores. All coming up at halftime with 1:43 to go here against Spanish Fort. Hey, would love to do the 2-for-1 here. Get a score, then get the ball back to start the third quarter.
They've really leaned on Sawyer Wilson, young tailback. 12 carries, 87 yards here in the first half. They've changed it up defensively a little bit, Jim, bringing more pressure, bringing an extra defender, usually a linebacker, try and get in there and affect the quarterback. They have a few times.
So Walker will lead his team here after the timeout. They still have 2 remaining after the fumble.
What a good kid Walker is, huh?
Mm-hmm. Now Walker steps up, slings to the near side, falling down. It's picked off. Picked off again. Schamberger up the near sidelines. Still on his feet, and he's tackled inside the 20. Walker, the quarterback, made the tackle. That one's not on the QB. His receiver just fell down.
Receiver falls. Schamberger is aware. He's aware of the ball. Makes the play. Able to escape and gets it. If he goes down right there, it's an interception. But look what it is now. McGill's got it set up. You got the receivers gone down. And now Schamberger returns it all the way down to about the 17-yard line of Spanish Fort.
Yeah, returns at 57 yards. And now McGill in business. And how about Walker, the quarterback, able to come in here and make the tackle to save the touchdown. And they stay with Murchison. Gives it off to Inge and wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, Spanish Fort. Taking away the run right in the B gap. Not going to have it.
How about what we've had here in the last 90 seconds of this half, Dan?
Yeah,
Brad?
things were
2 turnovers, a touchdown.
Not a whole lot of excitement for a while, especially considering for McGill's offense, and suddenly a flurry.
Murchison steps up, avoids the pressure, rolling, fires, is able to get it complete. Eager, and Eager's got it.
Pass is ruled complete.
Boy.
Eager at about the 8. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Spanish Fort, right on the Spanish Fort sideline. They were not happy with the call in bounds, but the referee looks like he was pretty sure of it.
So 3rd and 2. McGill still has 1 timeout. 53 seconds left. Murchison gives it to Inge. Inge wrapped up.
Man, it was penetration right
Gray
there.
Freeman makes the stop, and now if you're McGill, McGill takes their.
Gray Freeman right on the nose, right over the center. Great play. Right on time.
Takes their timeout here as we'll try to bring you some other scores. Yeah, see UMS is up big in that contest. Mary G. and Baker, Fairhope and Daphne playing tonight, trying to get some other scores for you here. As see a bunch that took place last night. Davidson and Park Crossing. Fairhope on top of Daphne 14-0. Saraland and Baldwin County tonight up in Bay Minette. Theodore leads Blunt 21-0. Viger and LaFleur. Viger had the lead in that one. Orange Beach leads Bayside 28-14 in the first quarter. Faith taking on Pike Academy. Satsuma and Jackson tonight, and that rounds out the rest of our local games. But here we got 4th and 2, and they're going to go and try the field goal from the near hash. This will be a 27-yard attempt to cut it to 6. High snap. Green bangs it through for the Yellow Jackets. So we'll take a timeout. 10 in a row by McGill after they were down 16-0. Half a minute to go here in the second.
Hey, if you want to be this week's Wendy's Giant of the Week, if you're a junior or a senior who plays football, or
maybe like Cole McConaughey.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and sign him up. Any high school in our Alabama viewing area, you could win. Log on to utv44.com, click on the contest tab, and be entered for a Wendy's Giant of the Week prize pack. Rules and regulations apply.
Alex Schamberger, he's a senior. He got the interception.
He sure did.
Got the fake punt reception.
You know, we talked about McGill's going to need the bigger plays because it's just tougher for them to do all the, drive down the field against the Spanish Fort defense, and they've got them. And it's led to a touchdown, and it's led to a field goal. The fake punt earlier in the quarter, and also late in the second quarter, the interception/return, which put them down to the, down around the 17.
Yeah, boy, that fourth and 2, and you're like, oof, boy, as a coach, that's why you call a timeout, talk about it, and you say, what do we do here? And
it would have turned into a bad call had he missed the field goal, but he got it.
And with that missed extra point in the first touchdown by the Toros, now it's just a 6-point game. Nemo Hickson. Now he reverses direction, and he's across the 30, and he's got wheels, and he's going to be tripped up to the 48. But great field position, and 2 timeouts left here for Spanish Fort.
Is he confident enough to give him the ball and say, let's throw it down there a little bit?
And that interception, just stat sheet says on the quarterback, but his receiver slipped down, and there's just nothing quarterback can do here. But now
you just wonder if they feel comfortable to go ahead and tell the senior, we need a couple of big plays here before they halves out, or what do? They hand it to Sawyer Wilson and hope to pop one.
Get a big play on first down, then maybe change your thinking a little bit as well.
Yep.
Play clock at 5. We're going to have to hurry. They didn't get it off. That's delay a game. Wow. Coming out after the kick return.
It's hard to believe that you can see the quarterback not being aware, but nobody on the sidelines saw it.
Yeah. You got 2 timeouts in your pocket.
Yeah.
Now I think you take a knee and say, all right, this is this is not trending in our favor here at the end of the half. Let's just, now they're going to fake taking a knee and roll out, and Wilson steps away from one, make it Walker. Walker still rolling, fires near side, and complete up to the 45.
Boy, fake taking a knee. I don't know that I've seen that before.
No.
Never in one of our high school
You've
games.
seen the fake snap?
Yeah.
Or fake spike?
Yeah.
But watch Walker just get away. That was Sauce who had him.
That kid is plays so hard.
And then he's getting pressure from Davis. And he fires it up to the 45, make it the 46. They get 6 out of all that. But
yeah.
now you got 16 seconds left. Still have your 2 timeouts.
It was an entertaining 6.
They got 11 after, actually, because it was first
11,
and 15.
that's right.
And now they want to air it out. Walker hangs it up, picked off again. This time it's Shamar Welch with his 6th interception of the half. We got 2 flags back at midfield. Hang on. So Spanish Fort had a interception taken off of the board, and I think this one's going to go against Spanish Fort. McGill's going to have the football. Yeah, holding call maybe? Oh, chop block.
So, if a player's engaged with another, you can't go at his knees.
And they gave him a lot of time. He just went low, and he was not engaged, but went low. And Shamar Welch, his 6th pick of the year. Now, if you're McGill with just 9 seconds left.
Yeah, you don't fake a knee down. You just take a knee down. For real, right?
Back-to-back interceptions on the last 2 drives.
Yeah. I mean, they've been scrappy.
It's their 3rd turnover of the first half. They fumbled the punt.
Yep.
And then now 3 turnovers in the first half for Spanish Fort.
They've left the door cracked open for
Yep.
McGill, and McGill has taken advantage of that. They really have. They've
had a touchdown taken off board with a penalty.
Yep.
Had an interception called back with a penalty.
touchdown turned into a field goal, I believe.
Now you go back with Schamberger at quarterback, pin back at your own 15. Just hand it off to Inge. And Inge will get a Roof Doctors first down to the 27. They'll stop the clock while they set the chains. But I think you're McGill. You're happy here to have cut this one to a 6-point score.
Well, you've changed the halftime narrative altogether here because you're down 16-0, and suddenly you've got a shot in this game for sure.
Oh, if I'm Heather, I'm anxious to hear what Coach Chase Smith has to say. Here as he leads his team off, 10 straight scored by McGill.
How much you want to bet he's going to talk about his own team's mistakes?
Yeah, let's find out. Heather's with Coach Chase Smith. Heather.
Yeah, Coach, back-to-back interceptions, last 2 drives. Talk about the mistakes there.
Yeah, well, I mean, before that, we take points off the board with a stupid mistake, stupid penalty on special teams. We give up a big play on special teams. We got a bone up on our special teams, and then 2 turnovers. We can't beat a great team like this. McGill's coming out. Can't get a great region opponent like that, so we're going to come here and make some corrections and get back after it.
On the other hand, the defense playing lights out, playing tough. Talk about their efforts tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've been really, really sturdy tonight. I mean, we gave a busted coverage there. We're going to get in there and get it fixed and pump these guys up and come back and go win this game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Like you said, it was the mistakes that he was talking about there.
You know, it's amazing because that was the conversation. If you had missed our conversation earlier during this game, that he had with us on the field before the game.
Yep. As J.D. Gardner, our hurt Reynolds player of the game last week. It was a great chance to see that Gulf Shores team, and Gardner, boy, just one of the many weapons that they have. They got Ronnie Royal back there, but Gardner's really, he's more the workhorse of that offense.
Yeah, because they got Royal over playing defense primarily, but Royal also a big weapon, ripped off a 62-yard touchdown late in that game too.
Yep, Brendan Bird, quarterback for that Gulf Shores team. Fun to watch them last week. We'll have 3 players of the game that you can vote on tonight at the end of the broadcast at UTV44.com. And right now at a halftime, it's been a tale of almost 2 different games in that first half. It was all Spanish Fort, then it was all McGill late.
Totally
and
agree.
16-10 at the half. Our Hanson Supertex halftime show comes up right after this.
Me too.
Hanson's Super Tex halftime show. I know we can't really show them to you, but what a great band McGill always has out there.
Yeah.
Halftime 16-10 Spanish Fort on top of McGill. 6A Region 1 battle here tonight on the Hill. It was all Spanish Fort early. And then McGill scoring those last 10 points off 3 turnovers. Saw what McGill did early. Lost to a really good Montgomery Catholic team to start the season, 42-21. Then that game against St. Paul's, it was just a really odd game. 5 turnovers and had snapping issues, things like that. So
it spoke to McGill that the game was only 16-3.
Yeah, exactly. And it was 9-3 on last drive of the game. And then McGill started to kind of right the ship a little bit. Robertsdale with the win and the big cannon painting party after they beat Murphy.
Of course.
Then St. Michael and Baldwin County. But you see what they have to close out the schedule tonight here on the Hill. Then undefeated Theodore. Then you take on an always challenging Blunt team. And they close out the year at Saraland, ranked number 1 in 6A and unbeaten on the year. And just talk about this 6A Region 1, the challenge that you have there. And Spanish Fort has already been through. They've already played Saraland, Blunt, Theodore. They've already gone through the toughest part of their schedule. So we look at that is a outdated top 10 poll. Saraland, not 5-0 on the year. Saraland was the top team in the region, so we won't pay any attention to that one, but we'll tell you it's halftime.
We'll get back to it.
Yeah. See if we get an update from the pollsters on that one. Halftime here, Hanson's Super Tex halftime show. Spanish Fort on top by a score of 16-10.
Here's a message from our sponsor, Dr. Pepper.
Hey everybody, Heather Healy here with Friday Night Rivals, and I am standing next to the one, the only Keith Watson. I can't say that name enough. You are the sales center manager for Coca-Cola United Gulf Coast. You guys are present everywhere this season. Talk about how important that is and what you guys are doing.
Man, it's just awesome being able to be a part of this. First of all, thank you for having us as a sponsor this year. It really ties back into what we do in the community as being a part of the schools and giving back and helping and supporting. It is the ultimate community event.
And I have to tell you, my favorite every game we go to is the big Coca-Cola bottle that is put up. But it's great to end the game with you guys giving that game-winning trophy to each coach. So it's got to feel great.
It does. We just want to do something a little bit special. I mean, it's a big game. Look, these kids are, our teenagers coming through and getting to play on TV. That is a big deal. So we just want to try to help with that experience to go to the next level. So we're just super proud to be a part of it.
A big deal indeed. A big deal getting to stand next to you
Absolutely.
every week.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for us as well. And thank you so much for being a huge part of Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Hanson Super Tex halftime show.
Hanson Super Tex halftime show. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy on the sideline. Our great Friday Night Rivals crew. We're back here on the Hill. 6A Region 1 matchup. Spanish Fort and McGill. Spanish Fort jumped out to a 16-0 lead. McGill battling back and really more than making this a game. They've got all the momentum right now at 16-10. And we talked about what Spanish Fort has already played in this tough region, their schedule, and what McGill has looming ahead of them. And you see Spanish Fort, we talked about those 3 losses, those 3 teams, Theodore, Saraland, and Fairhope. Fairhope just 1 loss on the year. Theodore and Saraland undefeated. So 18-1, the combined record of those teams they lost to. They've played Blunt, played Saraland, played Theodore, beat St. Paul's last week in overtime. They got McGill, and they got Robertsdale next week. Then they got Murphy, and then they are off the last week of the season to prepare for the playoffs. And again, only the top 4 teams in the region here going to make the playoffs. So we look and see Saraland and Theodore. They're on a collision course a couple of weeks from now, both going to be undefeated. And McGill and Spanish Fort. So you're battling here. But you got Blunt hanging out there, but you've got this Spanish Fort has already beaten Blunt. They've beaten St. Paul, so they've got all kinds of tiebreakers here. So you kind of think that probably how it's going to end the top 4 teams in the region. Of course, the top 2 teams get a home game to open up the playoffs.
Well, it'd be unthinkable to think Spanish Fort, with what they've done so far, could end up out of the playoffs.
Yeah,
but a loss tonight wouldn't help their cause at all.
No, that would drop them down to 3-3. But you've got Blunt still has to play Saraland next week as well. Oh, no, they play. They play St. Paul's next week. So here's our top 10. Hey, we got it updated. Saraland, top team in the land, 7-0. Clay Chalkville sitting there at number 2. Then you got Theodore, unbeaten and ranked number 3. Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa, Mountain Brook, Hartselle, Pinson Valley, Decatur, Muscle Shoals, and Helena rounding out the top 10. So big collision course coming.
Yep.
Saraland and Theodore down here in Theodore in a couple of weeks. Halftime, Hanson Supertex halftime show. Spanish Fort on top by 6. Our Hanson Supertex halftime show continues on here from Spanish Fort. Toros will get the ball to start the second half. First half featured 5 turnovers. We'll show you those coming up here in just a couple of moments. But first,
yeah, here's our Scholastic Athlete of the week, and it's athlete from Daphne High School, Baylor Beard. He's a 12th grader. GPA is 4.5. ACT 31. We've seen him play football. He also plays basketball and soccer. He's an honors international baccalaureate student. He's a National Honor Society, Daphne Community Service Initiative. He's about everything you want inside the classroom and out.
Star in the soccer team, too.
Yes. Interested in attending Columbia, Harvard, or Yale. Those are your final 3, right, Jim? And being a dual sport athlete at one of those schools. Pretty cool.
Ooh, down to Columbia, Harvard, or Yale.
And thank you to Andy Citron for sponsoring our Scholastic Athletes.
If I would have told my parents trade school or a JUCO, they'd have been so excited. So this first half, so Braden Walker almost went in, fumbled, but Sawyer Wilson recovered. Then we first of a whole slew of turnovers. So Cam Jackson turned it over. And then right back after that, JoJo Hickson comes up with an interception. But then big play, double pass right after the turnover. Jake Godfrey takes the pass, finds Passarelli, who was wide open. And Passarelli goes in for the touchdown. And at that point, it's 13-0 in favor of Spanish Fort. McGill almost had another 3 and out. Instead, they go with a fake pass. Green gets it to Schamberger. And then they convert here down the near sideline. Roscoe Haywood with a big reception from Murchison. And then Murchison gets McGill on the board and gets a big hit as well. Gavin comes over from defense to get that. And then another turnover by McGill as this one got knocked loose by Markel Kyer. But then Spanish Fort turns it right back over as Godfrey fell down, and Schamberger comes up with the interception. He returns it down to the 17, and they had a 4th and 2 with a half a minute to go. Henry Green takes and gets them on the board, and then on the last drive, another turnover, as this time it's Shamar Welch coming up with his 6th interception on the year. So 5 turnovers in the first half, and Spanish Fort struggled on special teams a little bit there. They had a punt return taken off the board with a penalty, a senseless penalty. They also had an interception taken off of the board with a penalty. They gave up a fake punt there on special teams. That's what Chase Smith was telling Heather as we look there at our halftime stats.
A lot closer than you think.
Yeah.
We watched the first period. We didn't think it was going to grade out this way.
But 2 of those penalties, one took an interception away, one took a touchdown off the board. That turned out to be just a field goal.
Yep.
Halftime 16-10, Spanish Fort on top. They will get the ball to start quarter number 3, and it comes up right after this. We're on the hill at the half. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, our great Friday Night Rivals crew, including Christian Hinkle, our statistician up here with us. And down on the sideline is Heather Healy.
Yeah, guys, and I asked McGill-Toolen, I asked about those back-to-back interceptions on those last 2 drives, and they said that's the momentum shift we needed. If that's not momentum shift, I don't know what is. We need to carry that into the second half, but we really need to focus on running that ball. They said that they were going to do that in the first half, but they really need to focus on doing that in the second half to secure this game, get win number 5 in the books, guys.
They want to run it, but they've had some opportunities, but it hasn't been big chunks. And I think they would just love to keep chipping away at it like that. And you've seen too when they've had a little more rhythm going with Murchison at quarterback. I think you probably stay with him in the second half.
I think so, but I do agree they've run it well enough where you don't want to abandon it. You want it to set up the play action so you can. Because Murchison has also, both quarterbacks have been under a lot of pressure from Spanish Fort.
But they've had big plays of it. A fake punt, boy, they needed that one. So the game felt like it was teetering already there.
No doubt.
At that time.
That was the play of the game to this point, and they were able to convert that into a touchdown, and then the interception return into a field goal. So no wasted opportunities once they got to that side of the football field. McGill's, from the second period, they played pretty good football. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we have a momentum shift here in the third period because Spanish Fort is getting the football first.
Yeah, and Spanish Fort wanted to make something happen there at the end of the first half because they got the big return on the kickoff out at the 48 near midfield.
That's right.
Then they did the fake, take a knee, got themselves pickup of 9 on that one, and then they threw another interception, and that just sealed it. And the mistakes, you would guess that Chase Smith is in there telling his players, hey, we're doing this to ourselves.
Yep.
If we stop shooting ourselves in the foot, we'll be okay.
You would not understand if you're watching this game that everything that has happened in this game is everything that Chase Smith told us. He had told his team he warned against before the game.
Yep.
But they didn't heed the word, and they, in large part, of the reason that McGill is still in this game.
And they will get the ball to start this. And special teams have been an adventure. We've seen big returns. We've seen a return called back for a touchdown. We've seen a fake punt. We've seen a fumble punt. By Spanish Fort. 3 turnovers for the Toros. 2 for McGill. And that costly one by McGill looked like they were going down driving again and fumbled up the far sideline.
Couple of players that have really stood out for McGill. It's been Dylan Sauce. He's number 20. He's a defensive tackle. You just watch the hustle he gives you on that side of the ball. And then Cole McConaughey, he has had a game with the
3 sacks in the first quarter.
Right, 5 tackles behind the line altogether, including those 3 sacks. So he's been really tough for McGill to handle. Another thing to keep an eye on when McGill's got the ball, simply the snaps to the quarterback,
So Green will kick off. Godfrey and Hickson back to Godfrey hasn't been as involved offensively, I would think, too, as much as Spanish Fort would like to get him.
Except for the gadget play, he threw the touchdown pass on the double pass. Right.
There was that.
But you're right, as a receiver, he's not played as much of a role.
Green sends this one back to Godfrey, who will take it at the 5. Godfrey across the 30, 35, 40 into the 42. Such a weapon.
Is he listening to our broadcast in his headset in the helmet?
And you saw when that one was in the air, he's like, no, I'm taking it.
Right.
I'm taking it.
Great field position for Spanish Fort. That's a good sign for them to open the second half.
Well, Braden Walker, those 2 interceptions, just 41 yards through the air, but Godfrey has the other passing touchdown.
Yeah, McGill dialed up a little pressure, got some heat on Walker late in that first half.
Give it again off to the sophomore Wilson. Sauce is there, and Quina also, and see Dylan Sauce wrapping Wilson up after a couple.
He said, look, I'm going to get a tackle. Now, I'll help you up.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to hit you just as hard the next time, but I'll help you.
I love the motor on that kid, man.
bring Nemo Hickson, the other sophomore, back in the backfield. On 2nd and 9 for the Toros, you see Passarelli shift up to the top of your screen. Nemo breaks a tackle, cross midfield, driven back, but he's going to get the first down. The USA Health System's first down up to the 47. Picks up 10.
Little stretch play right there. He gets kind of the edge, I guess you would say, but he just pick a spot, hit the hole. There's Nemo.
A couple of talented sophomore running backs for Spanish Fort. Put it at the 46 of McGill-Toolen.
Not asking Walker to make any big plays here. Just run the football.
Play clock at 2. They just get it off, but they do. And guess who made the tackle on Nemo Hickson is Dylan Sauce with another one.
Yeah, as an interior lineman, he's so active and he's so efficient. I mean, he makes a lot of plays.
I mean, yeah, he does, and he's not just at 5'11", 220. He's not just like the hole clogger there to let everybody else take it. He fights through and makes the
hit some angles.
Yeah, and can run like a linebacker.
Yeah,
right? Can get side to side.
Right, he's made plays on the sideline tonight, which is really gets your attention, not just on the edge of the line, but all the way to the sideline for an interior lineman. That's nothing but hustle.
Wilson, he puts a foot in the ground, he cuts it up, and he's got a first down and more from the 44. Sawyer Wilson, touchdown Toros. No flags. 44 yards, his second score of the night.
Yeah, you tell me that the Toros are not a quick strike team, and I will disagree, and I will disagree by putting this guy's chips in the middle of the table.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
Put a foot in the ground and then turned it up. Watch here.
49-yard touchdown run.
Right there.
He's got the speed, and he's got enough shiftiness to get himself in a spot where he can use that speed. He's done it against Blunt. He's done it against Daphne. I don't know what else you would want.
Lucas.
Again, pretty much an unknown on this team when he came, when the spring started last year.
Wilson, 44 yards, and the lead is back to 13 for the Toros. Spanish Fort takes the opening kickoff, gets a good return, and then just ran the dang ball, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, there's your statement, right? That's exactly what I would have expected from them, especially with the 2 late interceptions from Walker.
Also exactly what McGill wants to do.
Yeah, but they were hoping to do it first.
Yep.
So Spanish Fort extends that lead now back to 13. But yeah, great return by Gottfried. And then
4 plays, 58 yards.
Yeah, including 49 from Wilson. He's a weapon. And what a luxury that you can just hand it off to a running back on a play that you hope gets 6 or 7, and he can take it 50.
And also to take one of the best running backs in the region and move him out to a wide receiver, Jake Godfrey.
Right.
Let him be a weapon out there.
You can now.
Yep. Light sends this one into the end zone. So those hidden yards you see there. Kicker able to get it in the end zone, no chance at a return, as opposed to the other way. When it comes up short, Godfrey takes it 40-plus yards in return to set up the great field position.
Yeah, you're right. Hidden yards, not so hidden from us tonight because we saw it back-to-back. Now, what's McGill's identity offensively here, Jim?
I think they want to. They'd love
to run
heavy
it.
dose of Inge.
Yeah, they'd love if they could get the push on the offensive line.
Murchison.
No one's handled McConaughey so far. He's been in their backfield much of the afternoon.
And you've seen they've been trying to consciously run away from him.
Yep.
And guess who made that tackle to start things off?
Yeah, they kind of ran at him. And even when you run away from him, he's a good enough athlete. at 6'6", 220.
Yeah.
He's going to chase you down.
Sheds the block and then goes and chases you down.
He's really good as a pursuing defender. So even if you run away from him, you still have to account for him.
So 3 on first down there for the Yellow Jackets. Murchison dumps it out. Roscoe Haywood, and late hit over on the near side, but no, maybe it wasn't so late. There was no flag. And they'll bring up 3rd down and short.
3rd down and very short.
Call it 1 here.
Do you get a little fancy and try to hit a big play?
Well, I think you'd love to get 1 and keep this drive going, but look at everybody up in the box.
Yeah.
From Spanish Fort. Play clock down to 2. Murchison looks, now slinging out the backfield, and it's low and incomplete. Tried to get it to Inge. And Murchison was trying to hold it a little bit to give Inge a little room when he made the catch, but then didn't complete the pass.
He glanced down at Schamberger. Schamberger was running to go down the sideline, so he was considering trying to get a bunch in one play.
Coach Norman Joseph, you could see, he just asked Murchison, he said, what happened? That was his question when he came off the field there, and a 3 and out, so you have 3rd and 1 and can't complete it. Gottfried and Hickson back, and Green had the fake punt earlier. Good kick, fair catch. Called for by Godfrey at the 42, but again, great field position for the Toros. And that'll give us a chance for Dan Brennan to tell us more about young athletes going to colleges that I had no chance to get into.
Matthew Galvin, McGill-Toolen. He's a good ball player too, right?
He's got the touchdown tonight.
Yep, 4.29 GPA, football, track and field. Honors, a national merit semifinalist. And Coach Joseph was telling us about him today, right?
Yep.
Plans to attend Auburn University. Thank you to Andy Citron for recognizing these fine young student athletes, by the way.
And 1st and 10 for the Toros, and Dylan Sauce in on the stop again. This time he brought down Gottfried.
Bailey Hope getting it done for Spanish Fort. She's a 12th grader, 21st in her class at 4.25, volleyball player. She's National Honor Society treasurer. She's also continuing to play beach volleyball at UL Monroe. She's going to major in kinesiology.
It's my old major.
You dropped it after 3 days?
Oh, goodness. Floss of 4 on that stop by Sauce. Now 2nd and 14 for the Toros. Go back to Godfrey. And a flag where you would guess it would be a hold. And now an interesting call here. Yeah, when you have the lineman, offensive lineman laying on top of one of the defensive linemen and a flag is on his back, that's usually an indication to be a hold. But interesting here for McGill. Godfrey didn't get much. Do you take the penalty or do you decline it to get the down?
Yeah, I think you decline because it's already, they've got about 14 to go.
So it's going to be a 3rd and
chop
about
block is what
12.
it was, Jim.
Okay. He's going to. So he got up to the 41, so it would have been 3rd and 12. They declined. They're going to take the distance here and make it be 3rd and forever. Yeah. So
it's second chop block, by the way, tonight. Spanish Fort.
This will be 2nd and 29. This was something else Coach Smith talked about. He getting these long, he's like, there's nothing in the play sheet.
Yeah, he did say that. We don't have a 2nd and 30 play, guys.
Walker right back off.
Stretch play.
Yep. Wilson across the 25 to about the 26.
Well defended by McGill.
And he gets 3, so 3rd and 26 coming up here. They won't do a quick punt, will they?
McGill is just, he talked about punting on 3rd down, didn't he?
Talk about a coach he had who did that once.
McGill is, they're one big play from getting back in this game.
Get down by 13. Play clock. They let it wind all the way down inside. 5 for Walker. Walker wants to air it out, wants to go up top, wide open, and it's broken up. Great play by Welch. Already has an interception tonight.
Welch is pretty much playing prevent back there, so he breaks on the ball.
He's still down.
Yeah,
single coverage. Just had a chance right at the sticks.
One-on-one, he had to make that play, but boy, confident kid, he made the play. And
giving up some size to Jackson.
Watch him get up.
Yeah, Jackson's 6'3".
Yeah.
Welch nearly with his second interception of the night.
What an athletic play by Welch.
If he doesn't go up and get on that, Jackson's still running.
Yeah. Confident kids that go out there, play one-on-one and say, no, I'm okay. See that in Mobile a lot. Kids who play on the corner, and they've done it all their life.
Yeah. It's just a long way to fall when you're up that high awkwardly.
That's true. That'd be like me falling off the roof getting some leaves. Not worth it.
Or off the chair at your desk. It'd be about the same.
One way or the other.
Good punt to the near side, but McGill going to get good field position here. 7 minutes to go in the third. Spanish Fort on top by 13. How much we like second-year coach Norman Joseph over at McGill.
How could you not? What a gentleman.
Really said he feels, really came here from Baton Rouge, although he used to recruit down here back in the late 90s. But
Southern Miss.
Yep. And also, the school he was at in up in Mississippi. Another school.
Belhaven, most of it?
Yeah, exactly. But he came in here last year and, new to the area and getting acclimated and everything else, and now feeling more comfortable. Murchison. Now he wants to take a shot looking for Eager, and it's off his hands and dropped. That's 6, and he holds on. Murchison, they dial it up in the TV timeout.
Wow.
Second time Murchison's had one go off his hands.
But nobody feels worse than Eager right now. But my goodness. I was just saying to Jim during the break, I may have said it on the air. McGill is one big play from being right back in it. Well, there was the play. There was the play.
So second and 10. Inge trying to bounce it to the outside, slips one tackle, and then takes a big hit at the 46. He'll get 4, and 3rd and 6 coming up for the Yellow Jackets.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah.
He just keeps going forward. He is really a solid football player.
Third and 5 officially here for the Yellow Jackets up near midfield.
Got to protect.
Yeah. Eager to the bottom of the screen. Schamberger in the slot. Murchison wants to go the other way up the sideline, overthrown, and trying to go to Roscoe Haywood.
They had a safety in the shell back there, Jim. He was moving on the ball. So Hayward was not quite as open as the quarterback thought.
So they'll have to punt again.
He's not thinking about that throw. He's thinking about the one to Eager.
And boy, just set the tone for the drive, too. You think, boy, here, one play, potential touchdown drive. Yep. Green on 4th and 5. They wouldn't do it again, would they?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Green with a good kick. Fair catch called for by Hickson at the 22.
First down, Toros at the 22-yard line.
Maybe some play action, but for the most part, I think you're going to see Spanish Fort really try to buckle down and run the football now.
And you've seen they're already starting to use more and more of the play clock. Spanish Fort, like letting it wind down, just shorten the game.
Yep.
The Toro athletes.
Up 2 scores. You don't have to ask too much of your quarterback right now.
Yeah, so
within the Wildcat, huh?
Put Justin. They're going to bring Justin Bonner in. They are the freshman.
Ah, okay. Quarterback of the future.
He's been slowly being worked in the past few weeks. Real athletic youngster. You can see why there as Dylan Sauce drags him down across the 20, making the 32.
Is it pretty much a Wildcat package with him, or does he?
I think so. Good for enough for a USA Health first down. Ooh. Freshman hasn't thrown it this year.
No plans for a pass here.
Wilson wants to bounce it to the outside. It's going to be a face mask tacked onto the end of this first down run as he picked up 16. You saw it as he was trying to get around the edge, and face mask there will add 15 more. Let's watch here. Ron Coleman going to tell us about it and mark it off at the end. Oh, just a 5-yard.
5-yard first man.
Still moving into Yellow Jacket territory at the 45. And they stay with the freshman, Justin Bonner. 5'9", 180-pound.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
Freshman QB, and he's got Sawyer Wilson with him. Now they shift and overload the near side. And that's the way Bonner wants to go. Cuts it up the middle. And now Bonner wants to get to the outside. And Dylan Sauce chased him down after he was held up by Welch. And exactly what you're talking about, just how Sauce gets out of the kind of the mess in the middle and helps as Welch was kind of hanging on here.
Look at him hustle, man. So there was power to the boundary, and you got a kid athletic enough to cut it back, and he almost ran into a lot of green grass right there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not a bad play by McGill to keep that thing under control.
Took out a flop wedge sized divot.
I see that.
Stuck in his helmet. There he gets 5. As we approach 4 minutes to go in the third here on the hill. Again on the keep, and no chance with Wilson and Farrell bowling in there.
How about Dylan Sauce? I mean, he gets your attention when you read the name off the card, but he really gets our attention all night with the way he plays.
Yeah, and Mike Farrell, 6'4", 195 pounds on the edge, but Sauce in there, 5'11", 220, but moves so well.
Yeah. Got the motor, too. He wants to move well. It's important to him.
3rd and 7 now coming up. And they'll stay with the freshman Bonner. Now they do the same shift. Now they want to go this way, and he's going to get the first down. The freshman now bounces it to the outside inside the 30 and brought down at the 22-yard line, a pickup of 20.
Well, it's pretty obvious why they want to get the ball in his hands here. Is the maybe heir apparent to the quarterback job. But one way or the other, Jim, going forward, this guy's going to have the football in his hands in a Toro uniform.
Well, and how about a new weapon that you're starting to see emerge for this Toro team?
Yep. Yeah.
Now the
what's in his future? I would say it might still be in doubt, but he's going to get the ball.
Trying to get the grass out of his helmet, so they bring Walker back in. Fresh set of downs at the 22 as we near 3 minutes to go in the third. And movement on the end of the line is Passarelli. False start.
Prior to the snap.
Dead ball, false
So 1st and 15, backed up to the 27.
McGill was either bringing people or threatening to bring people, and it got everybody's attention there, especially Passarelli.
It also seemed to get Coach Chase Smith's attention.
Well, after the penalty, it got his attention. Passarelli concerned with whatever blocking assignment he was going to have, and it looked like things were going to get confused by more people coming.
Nemo Hickson checks in to replace Wilson for the Toros. And they'll give it to Hickson with a big hole on the left side and cuts it back inside the 20. He gets banged down there at the 19. There's a lot of real estate up there on the boundary side.
Yep.
Montserrat cuts it back to the inside. Took a big hit right at the end here. Look at Dylan Smith down there.
Dylan Sauce.
Dylan Sauce, I'm sorry. Yes, 2nd and 7.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, the stats jumped off the sheet when we got the information this week. When we asked,
almost like they're being generous, right?
Yeah, right. And then we asked Coach Joseph about it, and he just could not say enough about how that young man has grown up and become the force that he has. He's right there on cue to make the tackle. We don't see Wilson get tackled behind the line of scrimmage very often.
No. Almost never.
Yeah.
And
you know, if you're offensive lineman, you get tired of dealing with that motor all night.
Yes, you do. You just feel like you really have got to fight within when you're getting beat that badly by your guy or a guy over there. And of course, a lot of this zone blocking is not the headache for one guy in particular, but he's a headache for the whole team.
3rd and 8, and Spanish Fort going to take a timeout here. I wonder if this timeout here is talking a little bit about, are they trying to decide, all right, how many do we need to pick up maybe if we want to go 2 downs here as opposed to just try to kick the field goal? Or what are we going to do here on?
Yeah, I think in general you're right. What are we going to do here? It's a crucial point of the game, a chance to either spread it out by 16 or more.
Because in the second half here, it's felt like Spanish Fort is back in control of the game, yet McGill's still lurking away.
Yeah, well, and McGill would have been within 7
no doubt
if that touchdown pass was completed, which it seemed to be on the money. So tough break for a really good player. Doesn't bring it in and eager, but McGill still at this point, looking at the scoreboard, they are one big play away from being right back, completely back in the game. That's what Spanish Fort's thinking about right now.
See if we can maybe update a few scores here while we have the timeout. Fairhope leads Daphne 27-6 in the 3rd. Orange Beach leads Bayside 35-29 in the 3rd. Theodore 28-0 over Blunt. Liger leading LaFleur 7-0 at the half last we heard. 3rd and 8 for the Toros. Play action. Up top. Knockdown. Stephen Quina.
It's a great play by Quina, man. Really good athletic play.
Passarelli, the tight end, was back there with the linebacker, goes up to knock this one away.
Really, really good athletic play.
Yeah, I think he saw nose of that ball was kind of going down. I think Walker would like to have that one, the nose up a little more, just get it over the linebacker there, but Quina goes up and knocks it down. So this will be a 37-yard attempt. Lucas Bro is 1 for 1 on the night. This one will be coming right at you. And it's no good. Another big stop by McGill to keep it just a 2-score game with 1:39 to go here in the 3rd. There's a chance to thank some of our great partners on Friday Night Rivals, including the United States Coast Guard. Go coastguard.com. Also the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. And Greer's. And also Barrow Fine Furniture. Thanks to all of our great Friday Night Rivals partners. Inge takes the give, a little stutter step in the hole. It'll get him a couple.
And Reed on the stop.
You know, Jim McGill does not have to be in a big hurry here.
No.
I mean, you know, if they can establish that run, which they really, I can't say they clearly have done, but
they've stayed committed to it, too.
They have. And you see a lot of teams that simply don't do that.
Eager. Single coverage with Shirley at the bottom of the screen. Now they pass him off, and this one thrown nearly intercepted as Shirley was there. He passed off. Eager to let him go, and then they tried to come out to the near flat, and Shirley almost had the INT.
It looked like the receiver had no idea where this ball was. Yeah, Shirley had a lot better shot than McGill did.
McGill 3rd and 9. How many times have we said that tonight?
Too many for McGill.
Back at the 21. Inge in the backfield. Now he'll split out. Murchison dropping back, looking to set up a screen. Comes in the middle, able to get that one off complete. And Schamberger, I'll make it Roscoe Haywood.
So well defended, right? What did you see?
Well, I know the screen takes time, but it took so long. Everybody recognized they're trying to set up the screen over the middle there, It seemed like.
You know, but being over the middle was something different we haven't seen tonight. So I think they were hoping to get their eyes in the wrong place, but they did not. And if you think this place has been loud so far tonight, Katy Perry's on deck. Something they do here going into the fourth quarter.
We saw that happen a couple of weeks ago here against Daphne.
Crazy.
Down to 20 seconds left here, and Green. Another good punt, fair catch. Godfrey at the 43-yard line. The field remains tilted in Spanish Fort's favor. It's really good field position for Toros. Couple scores, pass along 7A. Mary G. and Baker tied up at 20 in the fourth quarter. UMS beat BC Rain 42-7. Saraland has already finished up in Bayman at 48-7. The number 1 ranked Spartans continue to roll, now 8-0 on the year. Booker T. Washington over in Pensacola beat Godby 66-34. Now they'll stay with the freshman. Bonner slips, stays on his feet. I think that's just Chase Smith saying, hey, we don't throw another pass here tonight. I'm totally fine with it. Don't put the ball in the air one more time. You'd be totally fine with it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, now we are through 3 quarters here. 23-10, Spanish Fort with the lead. They got the only touchdown there of the third quarter, and it was Sawyer Wilson, 44 yards to the house. And the Toros on top by 13. (23-10), Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy on the sideline. Our great Friday Night Rivals crew here tonight in Spanish Fort.
They switched up the hype music on me there.
Had Neil Diamond, right?
Neil Diamond, Rick Astley.
You know who? Oh, now get. Oh, McGill jumping.
I don't think they
offside.
made contact though.
There was. I think everybody was. I don't think anybody knows. So, and it was all the movement was up on the far side, and the flag gets dropped over here. So, Farrell did jump across, but
prior to the snap, offsides. Okay.
So that'll be enough for a first down. A free one. McGill has not had a lot of penalties here tonight. Now they're at the 48. Inside McGill territory again, and the freshman Bonner Up the near side, trying to break it to the outside, and he does. And Bonner to the 32. He's getting out. A late flag comes in. He picked up 16, and the flag thrown back at the 32. We've got an injured Yellow Jacket. I think that's Farrell down at the far hash. That was a really late flag that came. Came in and
just a complete power play, Jim, and they brought a lot of linemen pulling that way. And when the linemen got to the point of engagement, they did their job.
This was this was well away from the play.
Looks like he's in a good bit of pain too.
Yeah, that left leg looked like they were looking there. Go to break. I think that's Mike Farrell. All right, he's up, and it is Farrell. Let's get on to Heather.
Yeah, guys, you talked about the turnover chain earlier in the first half, to be exact. And what this is, anytime there's a great defensive play, a great turnover, a great scoop and score, what have you, this chain right here, it is worn by Caleb Thomas. He's a linebacker. He is representing it tonight. It's going to be given to the player that gave that great big defensive play. So a great, really good, really momentum shift for these players here, guys.
Multiple times here tonight. It was good to see Farrell jump up. It wasn't looking like maybe that was going to be the case early. Now we'll sort out the penalty that was down at the 36. How about Justin Bonner? Jay Smith told us before the game, so we're going to work him in a little bit here tonight. And
not a bad idea.
Yeah, he's
watch him with the ball in his hands and tell me you don't see something there. But again, there was such good blocking on that play too.
All right, Ron Coleman, what happened?
The illegal blindside block against the defense, get 15 yards down.
Wow, blindside block against the defense. 15 yards added to the end of the run, which was already down to the 32, I believe. Yes.
That McGill-D got to be getting a little bit tired now.
I don't know how we got more.
So all the way down now to the, still mark it at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Bonner, another go on an end around. They give it off to Jackson, and Cam Jackson up the near side in for the Toro touchdown.
Yeah, just kind of a slow defense to react. Any kind of misdirection like that, they're just not ready. They're really wore down. Spanish Fort has had the football twice as much as McGill in this game.
And it feels like it.
And it feels like it, and it's starting to look like it.
So now McGill trying to make it 15 in a row, and Jackson with the speed there. Good blocking.
Tired legs, tired reaction by McGill.
And Bro with a PAT to make it 30-10. McGill's just got to feel like we've been pushing uphill all night long. Jackson on the double handoff here.
Yeah, more the design of the play one than anything, because McGill just is tired, and this misdirection just was too much for them to react to.
Friday Night Rivals brought to you by Hanson Supertex. Got to get that condensation dripping on my air conditioner looked at. I know who to call.
You know who to call.
Hanson Supertex. Also, Andy Citron, injury attorneys. Andy's been a partner with us. We knew him before he had his own building, right?
Yes, we have.
Been a long-time partner of Friday Night Rivals.
Yep, he's been a great partner.
Yep. Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. We do our pregame show there. They give you our live stream each week. And Wendy's, not just like a biggie bag, it's a giant of the week, too. Were you ever a dip the French fry in the Frosty guy?
Guilty. Guilty as charged.
That was a long time ago.
It's kind of a summer thing.
So now, Cameron Light kickoff for the kickers have been busy tonight for many reasons. And now Eager, who has not had a chance for a big one yet, on the return, and Light sends it all the way back into the end zone as Roscoe Haywood couldn't stay out. Again, such a weapon when you have a kicker who can get it to the end zone.
Yeah, you talk about you're starting with that, field position advantage from the get-go. Look, just that return that Spanish Fort had to start this half.
Yeah.
Out past the 40.
Yep.
4 plays later, you're in the end zone. McGill's going to stick to Murchison, and you just wonder what's the play here? What's the strategy? You're down now, 20, and momentum's gone.
Fairhope beats Daphne tonight, 26-7. Daphne now dropped 2 in a row. Now Murchison wants to air it out, looking to go up top and looking for Eager, and Toros had extra help back there. Not going to see a lot of cover 0 out of the Toros here in the last 11:34, right?
Nothing like that. Murchison shows pretty good arm right there, Jim.
Yep. Cottage Hill, Mobile Christian leads Cottage Hill 34-14. Biger battling with the floor, 7-0 in the 4th. They'll bring up 2nd and 10. Inge. Nice move to pick up 4. McConaughey with the tackle.
You made a good point, Jim, about while they were in the game anyway, they stayed true to run. He's got 18 rushes now, 65 yards for Inge. Not a great night, but not a bad night.
But they haven't broken one on the ground.
There's been a lot of penetration, too, from the Spanish Fort front line.
3rd and 6. Murchison able to get that one off and complete. And Roscoe Haywood has got the first down.
Boy, he broke wide open there on a slant. He's had a pretty good game.
He'll pick up 15. Ruth Proctor's first down. And now they go hurry up. See if they take another shot for Eager. Down to the bottom of the screen. Murchison, pressure, rolls out, dumps it off. And did that one get back to the line of scrimmage?
Ooh. No, it did not. And sophomore's down. Now he's back up, but he got pinched by a couple of Toros in the backfield.
I bet they drop a flag here for intentional grounding. Indeed, they do. Yep. So Wassa down as well. Just couldn't get it back to the line of scrimmage with the pressure he was under. He was trying to buy some time and take a shot downfield, it looked like. So now 1st and 20, make it 2nd and 23. McGill has spent a lot of time behind the sticks tonight. Murchison again now wants to set up the screen over the middle, gets it off to Roscoe, and Roscoe Haywood gets away from one tackler, but he's going to be wrapped up and gain maybe a yard after all that. Now 3rd and about 22 coming up for McGill.
Yeah, there's not really a play in the playbook for this either. Maybe just try to get it close enough where you go for it on 4th.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go. Down 3 scores. Not going to get the ball back that many times here in the last 10 minutes. And
Defense.
Spanish Fort will make it a little shorter for him with that offside. 3rd and 17 now. Play call, I don't think changes much from 3rd and 22 and 3rd and 17.
I don't think so. You know, if you just look at this game, McGill won the second quarter, and Spanish Fort has dominated the third quarter into the fourth.
1, 3, and 4 so far. Over the middle and able to pull that one down is Galvin.
Well, that kid's a good player.
Matthew Galvin went up and they convert.
He's got the
3rd and 17.
The one touchdown catch of the night for McGill. He also plays a lot of defense. Great ball skills. He's our scholar athlete too, right?
They pick up 24 on 3rd and 17. And the defensive coaches of Spanish Fort did not like that and called a timeout. So I think they're probably in 2-down territory there. If they pick up, hey, let us get 10 and give us a 4th and 7 or something to have a chance.
Yeah.
But instead they pick up 20 plus. And
nice throw, great catch.
Up to the 42. Got a good one going on at the beach tonight. Last report we had there, Orange Beach leads Bayside 35-29.
4A has been a lot of shootouts this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, big scores. How about that Gulf Shores team in 5A we got a peek at last week?
Yeah, they made Williamson pay. Williamson bounced back, I think, got a win. Am I right about that? Was that last night?
Last night they played, yep. Mary G now on top of Baker 30-20.
Big win in Sims.
Going back to 1984, Van Halen would jump here in the 4th quarter timeout. Murchison hit as he delivers that, but got it off to Eager, looking to turn the corner. Now we see his speed, and he's down to the 25 as he'll pick up 17 and stop the clock with 9.5 to go. They're going to get back in this. He's going to have to make a play.
Yeah, and he's got to just make that play. He makes one right here. You know, what's past is past. Everything's in front of you. What can we do from this point on?
At the 25, they haven't gone to Mayhall yet. The tight end, 19. He's got good hands. They sneak him out, and they want one-on-one up top, and that one overthrown as they tried to go back to Roscoe Haywood.
And going to get a flag.
Yeah, they are.
Haywood might have got a step, and then there was a grab after that. Let's see the replay and see if I'm close to what happened there.
Markel Kyer was in coverage.
Markel Kyer was in his jersey, I think.
More than coverage?
Yeah, I think you call it more than. Let's see. So I'm just yapping.
Boy, you know, it almost looked like it was Haywood who reached across with a hand.
I think where the referee was, he probably had a pretty clear idea of whose hands was doing what. And Kyer gets flagged.
So half the distance down to the 12. Now we get another whistle here. They're trying to get the spot. Should be like the 12 and a half, I think is what they were trying to get it corrected.
Okay.
Ball was right on the 25.
Got it.
Half the distance. Murchison wants to go over the middle. He's got it for the touchdown. Schamberger. Second touchdown toss of the night. That's a nice throw. Had good protection.
You got to be impressed, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of reason to up your game, and yet McGill, they've upped their game here in the 4th quarter to again fight back.
Chance to cut it to 13. Let's keep hanging around. And Henry Green Whistle before out.
I just want to make sure.
A lot of conferences on the field here.
Wow. Did not see a flag, just a whistle. It is going to be a flag against McGill. We'll just back him up. Green has plenty of leg.
But he's saying, I'd rather kick it where I'm supposed to.
Yeah. Rather take the one that was banged through.
Yeah, exactly.
Murchison out there to hold. That one is good as well. So they cut it to a 13-point game. Stick around. 9 minutes to go. Friday Night Rivals here on the Hill, 6A style. Oh, Friday Night Rivals, 9:13 to go. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy down on the field, and more of our great partners, USA Health, and also Root Doctors. And our friends at Hurt Reynolds, they give you our player of the game each week. And also the Kindness Counts campaign from the city of Mobile. 30-17. McGill clawed their way back in now, just down by 2 scores. And Henry Green will come out here for kick this one off for McGill. I think Spanish Fort kind of thinking they might try the onside kick. Spanish Fort trying to motion to the far side. Ball is at the near hash. A lot of talking going on. Are they going to just do the fake? And still a lot. You got all 3 timeouts. 9 minutes left.
Offense just moved the ball down the field.
Yep, got to get a stop. Now they do just pooch it to the far side. Ball's up in the air and recovered by the Yellow Jackets. What a kick by Henry Green. Shamar Welch recovers, and now McGill gets another big special teams play.
They sure do.
And they got it at the Toro 44. Watch this kick by Green.
What talent, right? What kicking talent.
Just pooched it, but the big thing is it takes the bounce back. It checks up. Well executed.
Boy, right on their sideline, too. Got everybody super hyped over there. So you've just thrown the ball down the field and scored a touchdown. Mostly, again, through the air. Got a little confidence going.
Got a fake punt and an onside recovery. And that was just a great kick. Green to drop it in no man's land and have it checked back up. Low snap. Inge breaks a tackle. He'll get 3.
Now you might have the Spanish Fort team dragging a little bit.
Yep.
They've been out there a while.
In the fourth quarter, they sure have. And we've still got just under 9 minutes to go.
Boy, good play and good leadership by Murchison.
Really like how he's looked here tonight.
Steadied the ship.
Little play fake now. He's going to get hit and dropped. Murchison could not get away from Gray Freeman.
That's a big nose tackle right there.
Yeah, McConaughey was in there as well, and now it's going to be 3rd and forever. Now they converted 3rd and 17 on the last drive.
They're comfortable with 3rd and forever. I think if they can block, there's a chance they get somebody where Murchison can find them free. They've got good wideouts.
Yeah, this is a 3rd and 15 here, but probably 2 down territory.
No doubt.
Here midfield with 8 minutes to go. Down 2 scores. Murchison Middle of the field hit as he delivers that one. Brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to run the punt team out here. So they didn't get any. I wonder if that changes if you pick up some.
Probably does. Yeah, the chances of getting the first down here.
So you get the great onside kick, but you can't take advantage of it and
get nothing out of it.
I mean, maybe you can flip the field. Now, Green, again, has had a great night on special teams. He's got the field goal and fake punt, great onside kick. This is 4th and 15. On the snap, way over his head. Green goes back to the 20 to try to get a rugby-style kickoff. He does. Won't even get it back to the line of scrimmage.
What a job, though.
They lose 4 yards on the punt, but Green, I mean, as soon as that snap was launched, he knew to turn around and take off running because it was 5 feet over his head.
I tell you what, they watch this film Sunday, Monday, whenever they do that, Jim. Every teammate on his team is going to say, I couldn't do that, right?
No question.
None of them could have pulled that one off. You got to give a little love to the kicker sometime.
Wow.
Here's where we go now. Bonner.
Freshman QB who's only handed it off the one time, and that was on the double handoff that they gave it to Jackson, who ran in for the score for 18 yards.
He's about to get it a bunch if McGill can keep him somewhat contained.
Nemo Hickson back there with him. Gets it to Hickson. Cuts it up to about the 40.
They could just take their time, let that play clock roll down inside 5 seconds if they wish to. It looks like they're going tempo here a little bit.
I'll swap out Hickson for Wilson. And McGill has all 3 timeouts remaining. And just letting that play clock run all the way down McGill with everybody at the line of scrimmage. A high snap. They give it off to Wilson, and that allowed the penetration there by Sauce. Flag up on the far side of the field.
Snap. That false start on the offense.
False start. Make it 2nd and 9. But it also gives the Toros a new play clock. I'm sure they'll run it all the way down again. Now they snap it at 10. Bonner wrapped up. Mike Farrell, who we saw leave earlier with what looked like a knee injury, he's back in there. And now 3rd and 12. So McGill can get a stop here. They'll get it back with about 5.5 to go on a punt.
I know what you're thinking. The wheels are turning because you're thinking McGill looks a little scary. Like they feel like they're still in it.
Now, you see Bonner try to throw it for the first time. Intercepted near side. Picked off Schamberger again, and Schamberger is now inside the 30. So they let the freshman throw it, and Schamberger, his 2nd pickoff of the night, takes it up the near side.
Yeah, they didn't listen to the press box. Let the kid throw it, and
he didn't even have a receiver in the frame there.
No, it was Gottfried he was looking for, but he just never saw Schamberger.
Gottfried hustles down to make the tackle, and now McGill.
And you wondered, okay, can they score? Well, they've just done it.
Yeah, at the 28.
They've got the confidence they can get it in the end zone again.
Eager to the top of the screen. Looking over the middle, complete, able to get it off to Galvin. Galvin's got it to the 22. You're going to go go a little tempo here. They pick up 6.
You made a great point before the game started. These players remind you of each other, like they could be, one could be on the other team.
Taking a lot of time. Here now, Murchison gets him set.
Might run it.
They give it to Inge, and Inge gets wrapped up by Willie Anderson.
He's going to stop the clock to move the chains. I think it's a first down.
Yep. So Dr. Pepper maroon zone. Good call there, Dan Brennan. They saw Inge fight for the extra yards to get the Roof Doctors first down.
Clock stopped temporarily.
All right, now Eager to the bottom of the screen. Haywood in the slot. Give it back off to Inge, and he'll just push forward to about the 16. Landon Beach on the tackle. We're inside 5 minutes to go.
It's funny how we were talking about the McGill defense is getting tired, and now, late in the fourth quarter, it's like, you know what, Spanish Fort, they've been out there a while. That's all the credit to McGill for actually moving the football here when all seemed to be lost.
Murchison rolling out to the right, looking to get around the corner, stays inbounds on his feet, then dives out of bounds to stop the clock at the 15.
Wow.
Smart play.
Smart play, athletic play. It's one thing to think, I think this is what I'll try to do. But to actually do it, have the quick enough feet and confidence to pull this off, just a sophomore. Again, he's rolling to the right, and it's probably maybe a 1 or 2 pattern offense play that he was looking at, a player on either level, and he just decides, no, too much traffic, plus I'm getting chased.
3rd and 6, Schamberger now in on offense in the slot to the top of the screen. Fires near side, able to get it complete. Roscoe Haywood's got a first down, maybe more. 1st and goal, Yellow Jackets at the 4.
Wow. He's trying to tackle Roscoe. Good luck. What a move he makes. He's short of the first down when he catches it. And now he's got it. Wow.
On the clock running now after they get the chains set up. Roof Doctors first down, 1st and goal from the 4. I'll go Wildcat the first time tonight. Inge takes the direct snap, pushes ahead, and he's going to get to about the 1. I think they want to just go quick here on the 3.5. McGill all of their timeouts. Spanish Fort just 1. Inge trouble with the snap, pushes ahead, and he got wrapped up and brought down.
Wow.
Nothing doing there as Bishop Burkhalter, the sophomore, got him up high and pulled him back.
Oof. Wow. Some
But again, the
collisions up
snap.
front. Yeah.
Trouble with the snap. Just, no, not saying it was a bad snap, but it just threw off the timing. And let's see. I think he's a late substitution here. Now they'll wind the clock, bring Murchison back in. Murchison, pressure coming, trying to get away, heaves it up, and he's got it for the touchdown.
Gritty.
Roscoe Haywood.
Oh, just a gritty play by Murchison, who is in the arms of defenders and is able to be strong enough and aware enough. He knows where Roscoe's going to be, and he somehow gets it to him. This is strength here.
Third touchdown pass of the night.
That is a feat of strength.
3 Toros wrapped around him.
Yeah.
And now this extra point to make it a 6-point game is that missed PAT in the first Toro touchdown still hanging out there. And it is now 30-24 with 2:43 left.
Well, the Jackets have left their mark here at Toros Stadium for sure.
So they pulled off the onside kick.
They did not use a single timeout.
No.
So the plan B to kick it deep and try to hold them?
Try to hold them. Use your timeouts.
I mean, that's a plan.
Coming up at the end of tonight's game, we'll give you three choices, which the pad has been scribbled on multiple times here tonight as to who those three are going to be.
Okay, it keeps changing, right?
And go to utv44.com to vote at the end of tonight's game. We'll let you know. I mean, Murchison's got 3 TD tosses. He's got to be one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Especially that last play. Maybe.
Yeah, Sawyer Wilson's got 145 yards rushing.
I mean, there is that.
Yeah.
McConaughey set the Spanish Fort single quarter sack record in the first quarter unofficially. Schamberger's got a couple of picks and a touchdown and a fake punt reception.
How well has Sauce played on the defensive line for McGill?
I'm going to call his name 39 times.
I mean,
how about Henry Green, the kicker?
Yeah.
We will give you 9 players to choose from at the end of tonight's game. Luckily, Ed Smith has to make this decision who the players are. We don't have a vote, and it's all him if you don't not happy. So let's see what Green does. Now they're going to fake it, have another player kick it, but it doesn't go anywhere near 10 yards. Oh, so they were going to go and attempt another onside kick.
Well, that one didn't work.
That one. So now Spanish Fort's going to have great field position here. And I guess you see the senior quarterback, Braden Walker, back out there. So that kick. It's got to go 10 yards. I'm not sure it went 2.
You get the kicking team 5 yards down, first down.
Hot for teacher going here at Spanish Fort. It's back to the Van Halen 1984 album days. Well, now at the 38. Spanish Fort on top by 6. And they'll stay with the freshman Monert. Out of the Wildcat.
Crowding the line. Let's see what they can do here.
Gets a handful before he's wrestled down at the 34 and see when McGill starts using their timeouts.
They just did.
Yep. Now a flag at the end of that play. Oh boy, if that's just a dead ball foul.
I know what you're thinking.
So you're going to lose your timeout, and you're going to get your dead ball foul if it's against McGill. They're going to have a first down.
If it is against McGill, let's see.
I thought the way the McGill players were acting is though it may have been, but let's see here. We are officially to the 10 o'clock hour of this broadcast.
How about that?
Here tonight. Ron Coleman. Offsetting, maybe?
Tell me, Ron.
Dead ball, personal foul.
It is against McGill.
All right, so it will not cost them their timeout, but now they're at the 21. That was not what he
very untimely
had hoped for. Now they'll wind the clock again, so they won't have to, but they do not. So the play clock's at 10, so they can snap this one just ahead at 2 minutes. Bonner gives it off to Wilson. Wilson stood up. You can see the Yellow Jackets trying to punch that ball and rip it out of there, and now McGill will use the first timeout with 2:01 left. And boy, now you're thinking if you're Spanish Fort, you don't want to. You'd really rather not. The way this game has gone on special teams, a field goal. You've already had a PAT blocked. But the way this game has gone, you could see a wonky blocked field goal going the other way. It's just
you could see a fumble being picked up by McGill. At this point, Spanish Fort has given. Now McGill has done everything in their own power to affect this game, but the door has been cracked wide open time and time again by Spanish Fort.
And I would say we're running out of things we haven't seen.
Yeah.
But I bet there's still a few out there. All right. Coming up here later on, we'll have our Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind player of the game. Hey, good luck down in the truck figuring out who that one is.
No kidding. We've got it down to 12.
But there's still 2:01 left.
Yeah, somebody could emerge.
2nd and 9 from the 20. This game was 16-0 Spanish Fort at one point.
They got it by 16, then they got it by 20.
Yeah, it was 23-10, then it was 30-10 here in the second half. Bonner to Wilson. Wilson trying to go forward.
That's what the Spanish Fort's looked. Spanish Fort's played well. They haven't done everything right. They've won time of possession, on and on and on. Their mistakes have really hurt them.
4 turnovers tonight.
And McGill's resilience has really been a story here tonight too.
Yeah, so here we got third and about 6 coming up.
I know what you're thinking about this field goal. That's quite a decision right there.
3rd and 6. McGill's got to get a stop here. I want to thank Dr. Pepper, Sonic, the Coast Guard, Greer's, Barrow Fine Furniture, Hanson Supertex, Andy Citron Injury Attorneys, Alabama Orthopedic Clinic, USA Health, Roof Doctors, City Mobile, and Herc Reynolds, Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Heather Healy on the sideline. Vincent Early, our director, here tonight. Yeah, our entire Friday Night Rivals crew, 3rd and 6. They get a first down here.
You got it.
Spotted Smith. McGill has one timeout left.
Let's see if it's going to be something simple, Jim, or more misdirection.
He's such a danger to cut back. Bonner, the freshman, takes the snap. He's going to get hit. Going to be driven back. Breaks away momentarily. Still on his feet. Ball came out at the end of that play. It did. It's going to bring up 4th down. McGill takes the timeout. Look at Passarelli got on the loose ball.
Wow.
So I thought he was going to be hit back around the 30 for a loss. Stiff arm.
Whoa, could have got a face mask there.
So let's see. Oh, yeah, just ripped out by Galvin. And Passarelli gets on it. 4th down from the 18.
This is incredible.
4th.
McGill's still in the game.
Yeah. 4th and 7 coming up. So it'll be about a 35-yard field goal attempt. Bros got a strong leg. Nailed one earlier.
McGill's gotten close.
So
they got a block, right, earlier?
Yeah, blocked the PAT. That's why they're at 30 instead of 31.
Right. That's right.
Woo. Friday Night Rivals. So what do they... So they're going to send... Kicker on. Godfrey will hold. Lucas Bro. Be a 35-yard officially. 0 wind here. Fourth down. Snap. Kick. Is good. From the near hash, and he tucked it inside the far upright to extend the lead to 9. Big kick. Lucas Bro says, hey.
Don't look at me.
Hey, how about,
how about me?
Yeah, feel good to put my name on there. Let's watch.
Yeah, watch this get the kick and the reaction from Bro. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's
plenty of room. Had to get it off quick because McGill was coming, and like, just gotta love kickers. You have to.
Yeah. You think now it's over. Spanish Fort has got it.
Sure.
Minute 34 to go.
Sure,
say that.
Yeah. I mean,
what an entertaining game.
to check, there's a curfew for youngsters in the city of Spanish Fort. 10-10 on a Friday night. What a game here. We have seen just about everything in this contest.
The mistakes kept McGill in the game, but a couple of things. They caused some of those mistakes.
No doubt.
And they ended up cashing in on those mistakes. So, again, you could say sloppy play by Spanish Fort.
I mean, they're down 20 in the second half.
Yeah. I think in the fourth.
On the road, yeah. But hung around. Now they're down 9, and Haywood tries to get to the outside, and good special teams play this time by the Toros.
I don't know who the house DJ is. He's doing some work here.
So Spanish Fort going to have DBs dropping way back, I would guess. But, you know, I'm guessing Coach Joseph, you got a couple of maybe wrinkles deep in the playbook that you save for just an occasion.
Well, you know, this guy's been coaching.
This?
He's been coaching a long time. I'm sure his playbook is considerably deeper than others. That kid's been something tonight, huh?
Especially at that dangerous hit he took in the first half.
Yeah.
All right. Down 2 scores. Murchison hit as he let that one go. That was Willie Anderson in there. It stops the clock. Maybe a little hook and lateral setup somewhere.
Don't see why not. Sure, it's in the playbook.
Murchison wants to go up top. Whole bunch of black jerseys over there, and this one will be picked off by Nemo Hickson, who says, or JoJo Hickson, excuse me. He says, I got 2 picks tonight.
Yeah.
You can put my name on that player on the list thing there, Brett. And flags downfield, flags back behind the line, just in front of the line of scrimmage. That was just Murchison just heaving it up, just trying to make something happen here. With
a player of the game list is starting to look like.
Let's watch here. Oh, he's got a big handful of jerseys. Yeah, so eager, a handful of jerseys. So I think JoJo Hickson's going to have. He's got an interception. I think he's going to have his second one
taken away,
wiped off. But now there's another flag back there that could be a hold.
Could be hitting
maybe,
the quarterback.
So maybe offsetting. Maybe,
okay.
There are 3 flags.
So next Friday we'll travel to Robertsdale.
It's Ron Coleman trying to get his name in on the list of honorees tonight. We'll see here.
Player of the game started to look like a wedding invitation list over here.
How about the ones getting crossed out? We won't mention who they are.
Live ball, pass interference, defense.
Oh, rough
We
and
got a
passer.
dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct, defense. It's 30-yard penalty, gentlemen. 30 yards. Yep.
Well
250-yard
explained.
penalties. Here we go.
What's his name on the list?
Go
Wow,
4-15.
30
This
yards. So
is
that's
going to
put
be the
it
pass
all the way up to the
interference right here.
49. And now you're going to have a chance to take a shot at the end zone here.
This is like weeding your yard. It never ends.
This is, oh. Again, it's a 2-score game. McGill out of timeout, so they'll wind the clock. Murchison steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, sliding. Incomplete. Eager. That would have been a first down, would have stopped the clock. So even if you just get it down around the 20, if you have a chance, kick the field goal. Give a chance, if you run out of downs, because you got to get 2 scores anyway.
Yeah,
you have a chance on
regardless of the order.
Yeah. Again, my years as special teams coordinator coming out, right?
Of course.
There we go. Murchison rolls out, gets hit, tries to get away. McConaughey finishes him off. An elite flag comes in here. That's going to be also against Spanish Fort, I believe. Maybe a pile-on as Murchison. Anderson was in there. McConaughey there as well.
Does a penalty wipe out?
Face mask, 15.
Wow, holy smokes. You talk about having...
That's 45 yards and penalties on this drive.
And this has been the theme of the night. So Chase Smith with a lot of examples to show his guys, here's what we don't do.
And they have just wrapped up back there. So it's going to be all the way down. They haven't marked up. They mark it off? Oh, just a 5-yard. I'm sorry. It's just a 5-yard variety.
Okay.
So just 35, but the clock is running. Murchison hit and dropped McConaughey with another sack.
Is that 12? I mean, come on.
Clock's still running as well. Now but you got to hurry because all your players running the verticals downfield come all the way back with 20 seconds left. Murchison hit, ball's loose. Recovered by McGill. Clock runs, and that's going to do it. Murchison, I'm not sure he needs to take another hit. And the Toros hold on for the victory here tonight. 33-24. Spanish Fort with a victory here tonight. They're now 4-2 in the region, 5-3 overall. And our Dr. Pepper player of the game, Sawyer Wilson, a couple of touchdowns here tonight, 151 yards on the ground. And he is our Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind player of the game.
Well, Sawyer Wilson can play on anybody's team.
No kidding. For the next 2 years.
Yep.
What a game here on this Friday night. We'll come back, wrap it up for the Hill after this. Oh, a wild one here tonight on the Hill. Spanish Fort wins it 33-24. Heather Healy's down in the field with Coach Chase Smith.
All right, Coach, you kind of escaped this one in the second half. You lose a little gas in the second half, but you ramp it back up in the last, 2 minutes, 43 seconds? Talk about what was going through your mind that
Yeah, just proud of my kids again, his team, and just resilient. I mean, we found ways to lose a little momentum, had to get that back, had to overcome some adversity like we talk about. Just super proud of these guys, found a way to win again. Grit.
Yeah, talk about this defense, the way that they played all night tonight.
Oh, just physical, fast, swarming defense, and just found a way to get the ball in our hands. Offense made plays when they had to, and just found a way to seal the deal at the end.
Finding a way. You said that with us before the game, and you said it here right now. Talk about how this is going to be carried on for the rest of the season.
Oh, we're just going to continue to grow. That's what these guys have done every week. We've just continued to grow and fight, and we're going to continue to do that again next week.
What are you about to tell your kids before you're done with me, or after you're done with me?
I'm just proud of them again. We found a way, and it was a tough physical ball game. We showed grit, we showed resilience, and that's what we want to do week in and week out. Proud of them. Let's go get better, and let's keep rolling.
And once again, we got Dr. Pepper with your game-winning trophy.
Coach.
Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Final score, 33-24. Spanish Fort wins it for Heather Healy down on the sidelines. Vincent Early, our director. Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox saying good night from the Hill, where the Toros will win another one here on Friday Night Rivals.